hungry, are willing to do the things today others won't do, in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
To have a special life, you have to do special things. And that usually means putting in the work and loving it.
No one is going to create the future that you want for you.
We get one opportunity to come this way. We get one shot. We got one life to live. Life is too short to make excuses.
I want you to close your eyes and visualize your dream.
I need you to get out of your comfort zone.
If we all woke up ordinary, we all off to the same start.
You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life, determine who you become.
It is a decision that you have to make within yourself. No one is responsible for that.
Stop waiting to feel like it. Stop waiting until you see it.
Failure is only permanent if you choose not to get back up.
And what you do today will determine your future.
Now I'm asking you, what do you see in the future for you? What brought you here today? What caused you to get up?
You're closer than you've ever been before. You have to do me a favor. Those 15 minutes are not worth the rest of your life.
It's not easy, but it's worth it.
You woke up this morning to chase your dream until you catch it.
You're gonna have to sacrifice who you used to be. When you want to sleep, you have to wake up.
So don't run from difficulty, run to it.
Because it's always darkest before the dawn.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, give it 120%.
Every day, every single day is a new beginning. So take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. It's a new day, a new opportunity.
So if you get some setbacks, embrace them. Sure, every day is not going to be a good day for you. Every day is not going to always happen for you. But it's always something happening. But you got to make it happen for the right reasons. For every day of your life, you must continue to believe in yourself. For every day of your life, you must have enough faith and understanding that it's up to you to make that difference count.
You got to realize your only competition is really yourself. They may be winning on the outside, but if you're losing on the inside, how can you overcome that? I'm going to tell you how you can overcome it. Shut down each and every negative thought that comes into your brain, each and every time it pops into your brain. So 5 in the morning, and you told yourself the night before, you were getting up today. And when it's time to get up, and your brain starts saying, no, I'm not ready yet. Just 5 more minutes. No. Just 10 more minutes. No. Just 15 more minutes. You have to shut it down and say, we're getting up right now. 5-second rule. Like Mel Robbins says, you got 5 seconds to act on your impulse or it's gone. So we not waiting 5 seconds. We gonna rise and grind. We gonna rise and shine. We gonna rise and climb. We gonna rise and give everything we got.
So you always find yourself starting off on the right path. You start off, you're feeling good, you're running, you're doing everything that you need to do. But it starts to get harder. Things starting to push you back. Life starts to push you back. People start to push you back. Everything around you starts to crumble. You have nothing else left to give. But then you got to find something else. You got to turn on that grind switch. You got to get down and dirty and nasty if you got to. You got to do what necessarily is going to take for you to get what you want. You got to go out there with everything you got.
It's time for you to set yourself on fire and live life with passion. and put yourself in a position to do the things that you want to do on a daily basis. Rise and grind, because the mindset of greatness knows that adversity breeds resilience, and that struggle leads to its next level success and bona fide brilliance. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Get up, get up, get up. Give every ounce of your heart, give every ounce of your soul. See, I woke up early, went to bed late. I'm in grind mode. You gotta see the sun in yourself to live in shine mode.
I have 12 emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by 10. How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat.
I'm in an actual boat.
I thought...
You gotta understand it's not a sprint, it's a marathon in due time mode. If you're not where you wanna be in your life, it's time for you to live in redesign mode, refine mode. Don't you understand you were put here to win?
Don't be afraid of the hard work. Don't be afraid to grind a little bit harder. Don't be afraid to sweat a little bit. It's okay, man.
And I guarantee you will change your life, change the way you think, and you put yourself in position to expand, not shrink. Rise and grind. See, the mindset of greatness is obsessed with winning, and it sees the ultimate outcome right from the beginning. If you can't get up and get after it, how do you expect to win? If you can't get up and get after it, how do you expect to go to another level? If you can't get up and get after it, how do you expect to raise the championship banner on your life? It's time for you to change your perception, because the reality is you gotta put something in to get something out.
You're gonna have those bad days, but keep on grinding. You're gonna wanna quit, but keep on grinding. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important part of your life. It is a decision that you have to make within yourself. No one is responsible for that.
When pressure begins to build called life, because life is going to bring you ups and downs and mountains and valleys. And I'm sure some of you in here, your backstory is full of ups and downs and good days and bad days. I bet some of you in here, your backstory is full of a lot more difficulties and some traumas and some things it's hard for others to comprehend. See, pressure, it can create diamonds or it can bust a pipe. Pressure's not the problem. Listen, to be honest, man, your life, what you faced in 2020 and 2021 and what some of you have experienced the last several years in your life, it's not going to be the most difficult thing that you probably have ever had to face. Maybe for some of you, it's been extremely painful. Maybe you've lost someone close to you of a trauma or an abuse or something really painful has happened. But for most of us, 2020 and 2021 won't be the most difficult thing that you've ever faced in your life. Life is about these ups and these downs, and it's about pressure and insecurities and just challenges. The challenge for you and me is, what will we do with the pressure that we're in? Will we allow the pressure to bust the pipe, or will we step into uncomfortable, step into our story, and to realize the pressure, the challenge, the difficult situation, if I grab a hold of it and take control of what I can control, which is me and my reaction and how I respond, that pressure can become something valuable like a diamond. Because there's a lot of characteristics and behaviors and habits that we developed. It's not that we set out and we began to have negative thought patterns and we didn't set out to have negative habits. A lot of times we're around certain people, and by influence, by the exposure, by the ability of us to being close to people, we sometimes just pick up tendencies. I'm sure some of you got some friends that say certain phrases or they talk a certain type of way, and next thing you know, you're kind of saying the same phrase. You're kind of saying the same tendency, and maybe even your mom or your dad are like, you sound just like so-and-so, right? Because we catch up and we catch things from each other. And so for me, what I caught from my dad when I was a kid, it was his coping mechanisms. You know, like I always say, it was the fake face. It was the fake smile. It was acting like everything's good on the surface. But when I was alone and I was looking in the mirror, man, I was struggling, but I was silent. I was screaming, but I was quiet. The truth of the matter is, I got to a place, even though I was in prison, I wasn't going to wait till tomorrow or next semester or next year or whenever I got released to begin my change. Right now,
excuses.
You're dealing with executives. You're dealing with professionals that are more tenured in their career, that could be more of an expert in the industry of.
But I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that has a dream.
Who doubts you? I'm worried when you doubt you. Because when you doubt you, you can't get nothing done. When you doubt you, every little thing that gets in your way turns you back. When you doubt you, all of a sudden things just seem to be harder. But out of everybody who doubts you, you can't doubt you. You got to believe in you. You got to believe in your ability. You got to believe that you can win.
We get one opportunity to come this way. We get one shot. We got one life to live. Life is too short to make excuses.
So I just came to talk to the game changers and to the change agents who are willing to confront any part of you that's not speaking to your madly, wildly, amazing future.
When somebody is in love with who they've been called to become, what they've been called to fulfill, what they've been destined to do, there is no day off.
I'm telling you, don't wait another moment. Don't wait another day. Don't wait another minute.
It's lonely. It's challenging. It requires discipline. It requires perseverance. It's a mindset. It's not over until I win.
People that make excuses are not connected to their destination. They don't have an end game. They don't have a goal. You have allowed yourself to become a weak link covered under the blanket of excuses. But I'm just wondering if there's anybody here that has a dream. I am ready. Come on. I am ready. Come on, let me hear you. I am ready. One more time. I am ready. Consider this your wake-up call. What most people fail to realize is that pain is inevitable and it is unavoidable. Pain. You will face challenges and difficulties and giants, regardless if you are single, if you are married, if you are a stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home father, if you are an entrepreneur, if you're working a 9-to-5, if you're an educator, if you are an athlete, if you are a musician, a singer, a producer, it doesn't matter who you are, what you are doing. Pain is inevitable. If I'm going to hurt like this, if I'm going to bleed like this, if I'm going to cry like this, let me cry because I'm in the best shape of my life. Let me cry because I'm conditioned to weather the uphill war. Let me cry because I'm building my relationship. I'm building my business. I'm building my legacy. Let me cry because it hurt, but there is a reward on the other end of my pain. Let me cry tears because I passed the test, because I gave it everything I had. Choose your heart. Everything in life comes with hardship. Make a decision. At some juncture, you will encounter pain. And the moment that you get acquainted with pain, you get acquainted with hardship, you realize that no matter what you do, no matter how much you study, no matter how much you plan, you will not be able to avoid a measure of pain. I don't care what it is, losing weight, I don't care what it is, a new eating paradigm, a new relationship paradigm, new thoughts, new behaviors. It doesn't matter what you're after, what you're looking to become. If you don't go to the gym, it's gonna hurt you. If you go to the gym, it's gonna hurt you. Your muscles are gonna tear. But on the other side of that pain, there is a reward. There isn't any regret. You won't regret taking care of your body. On the other side of making those healthy decisions, there is a reward. It's the reward of discipline. It's the reward of longevity. It's the reward of influence. It's the reward of power. Do you want results? Do you want a reward? Or do you want regrets? The decision is yours. It's all hard, so choose your heart. Pain is inevitable and it is unavoidable. Pick your pain. Everybody's got a plan until life knocks them out because we weren't ready for the pain. And when the pain came, we did not process it. Processing pain is a skill set you've got to acquire. It's a type of currency. If you want the future, if you want next level, if you want tomorrow, if you want to manifest, if you want this thing, I don't care what it is, then you're going to have to get acquainted with pain. The pain of discipline, the pain of growth, the pain of learning, the pain of giving, the pain of forgiving. It all hurts. So pick your pain, choose your heart. Because at some juncture in life, at some corner you're going to turn, you are going to encounter pain.
When you get traumatized, what happens is a 100 hertz wave travels from the thalamus and phosphorates what's called the amp.
And you've got to process that pain well. Hear me when I say it. Pain is unavoidable. It's hard to let go of the past. It's hard to give sometimes of your time, your talent, and your treasure. It's hard to balance work life. It's hard to acquire new skills. It's hard to be stagnant. It's hard to be a workhorse. It's hard to be lazy. It's hard to learn how to manage and cultivate relationships. It's hard to learn from your experiences. It's hard to turn your mess into your message. It's all hard. It's hard to hold on. It's hard to let go. But there's a reward on the other end of many of these hardships. You've got to choose reward or regret. There is always reward and regret attached to every decision that you make. Hope. Hold on. Pain ends. Pain does have an expiration date. And when that pain ends, another one will surface, but you will be strong enough because you endured the current pain well. Everybody wants
All right. All right, everyone. Welcome to this class. Thank you so much for your patience. Just 1 minute. Let me see something. All right. So, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I can see the chat box. I can see. I mean, this is amazing. I really am excited about this. I slept, dreamt. I dreamt. Please confirm you can see me. Can you guys confirm you can see me? Can you confirm you can see me? Okay. I dreamt. Well, it has been a very interesting time for me. Preparing for this section, also handling other things I ought to do, and it's been an interesting one for me, yeah. And okay, I can see some comments already coming in, and well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. This section is going to be very, very exciting and practical, right? It's going to be very practical. It's going to be very, very engaging. If you have your pen and paper, if you have everything, I have quite a lot of things here. I have my papers, I have my stickets, I have my pen. Everything is ready. But today is going to be very practical. So we're going to literally be learning on the go, right? So please, I want you all to prepare yourself. And I know you prepared for this class. We've prepared for it for almost a week now. We've been here, and it's been an interesting. It's been interesting to see the energy, in the room. It's been interesting to see the desire to learn, right? For me, that's like the most important for me, right? The fact that you guys are excited about the idea to learn, right? And I'm going to be very practical here today. Yesterday night I spent some hours looking through every application. I think we had over. Let me check. I think as at yesterday night we had over 175. Yeah, I think 175. Now it's 180. As I yesterday night, we had 175 registrations, and I think at the bottom of it all, it was the energy for me, right? It was the desire to learn, right? And so for me, this class is beyond just another section or another class or another. It's to me a means to invest, right? I want to be a part of your journey. I want to be a part of what you have desired. Some of the expectations I saw were really emotional for me because, there was a lot of emotional responses. People were saying things like, I want to take my business forward. I want to, I have failed before. I've had failures over and over and over and over again in trying to raise funds, and I want to start winning these funds. I want to start attracting investors to me, and it was profound to see because that desire, that point where you've come to that point where you realize that you really need this knowledge to scale to the next phase, and that's exactly why I'm actually here. That's why I couldn't sleep. That's why I kept preparing. That's why I kept putting in the effort to see that I can give you the value you need. So for me, this class is about you, right? It's about you. So just I want you to personalize this class. Write on the chat box, it's about me, right? That's what I want you to write. It's about me. This class is about me, and I don't want you to be distracted, right? So I want you to write on the chat box, it's about me. That's what I want you to write. It's about me, and I will not be distracted. Okay? Write on the chat box, it's about me, and I will not be distracted. I want to see that chat coming now. Yeah, I can see some highlights. You can see some of them. All right, so I can see some coming in. Okay. All right. Awesome. You will not be distracted. This is an investment. So I see it as that. I see it as an investment. I see it as a commitment, right? You are committed to your business. And the fact that you're here by this time of the day, 20 after 8, it shows that you are committed to your business. I can see the fire emojis. I can see the responses. It's about you. You cannot be distracted from this class. So tighten your seat belt. We're about to take a flight above sea level at a very high frequency, right? So, but it's going to be very simple, right? I made it very, very simple, very relatable and practical. So we're just going to get into it. We're going to be using the slides. The slide is basically going to share with us, some few things, and then I'll share my screen to some other document, and I'll try to be very simple as possible, right? And I don't want you to, like I said, be distracted. If you have any question, I can see the chat box from here. I would love you to send in your question, and I'll answer your questions. Okay. Like I said, it's about you, right? This class is about you. So if you get to a point where you feel confused or lost, please reach back immediately. Send me a message, drop a chat immediately, and I'll answer your questions. I'll answer all your questions. So once again, thank you so much everyone for joining in. I am excited to have you here. So this is the live section to decode and dominate your funding opportunities. And you're doing this with me, Ted, here on YouTube. For me, I'm very excited about today. I'm really excited about today because I'm sure you're going to learn something very substantial. So firstly, I'm going to start by saying that this section is brought to you by DECWISE. And DECWISE, I'll tell you about DECWISE. I'll tell you everything about DECWISE as we keep going. And I'm sure you're going to get to know them and get value from them as well. It's actually us. So my mission is to meet these expectations, right? So I picked out some expectation from the feedback I got yesterday. And my mission today is to meet these expectations. The first expectation I have here is that my eyes, like someone said, my expectation is that my eyes will be open to how to grow my business by assessing grants, learn how to assess international and local grants, and how to apply for grants with storytelling. Someone said the rain in PhD on this point network. Don't worry. See, in short, I want you to. I hope you prayed before coming here. I said it. If you prayed, the network will not affect you. Okay, and I'm trusting God that God is going to help you to pick everything you need to pick, and every distraction is over. So, but let's go back to the expectation. The second expectation I had there is everything you have promised to teach us, especially how to pitch our business for grants and generally grow our business. You see, that's it's a huge burden to carry, like seeing these expectations. I want to know what I have been doing wrong that makes me lose opportunities of winning grants to fund my business. This is touching, really. To learn more about business and how to thrive as a business owner. Two, to learn how to sell myself as a business owner and pitch my business when the opportunity comes. To learn how to get funds for my business to help my business grow. And finally, to gather the courage to start my own business and kill every fear and limitation. So I tell you, like, honestly, guys, every expectation, every desire you've had in this section, by the help of God, I am certain that you're not going to leave this section today without having these desires met, these expectations met, right? I am very, very certain about it, right? And I'm not just saying this because I have prepared. I'm not just saying this because I have, done quite good, before now applying for grants as well. I'm saying this because I have combined both the physical components of success and the spiritual component of success. And one of the things I'm going to share with you today is going to change. Most of the things I'm going to share is going to change how you approach everything that concerns fundraising when it comes to your business. And I want you to be very, very excited about this. I tell you, this is possible. It's possible to change the way you approach everything that has to do with fundraising. And that's exactly what this session is going to solve, right? So, but before I go ahead, I want to, there's something I wrote here that I said I was going to share with us, right? So before I start this section today, I would love to say something very profound before I get into what you must walk away with. And this is exactly the next phase. Right? What are you going to walk away with, right? But before I start that, let me say something to you all here before I start it, right? One of the challenges I've figured in the course of my, my work, right? In the course of my my training, in the course of my experience, right? Working as a founder, as an entrepreneur, even as a business owner, even as a friend, one of the things I figured is that a lot of times we are very big on adding as entrepreneurs. We are big on, I'm lacking in this area. I'm lacking in this area. I want to, make progress in this area. I'm lacking in this area. I need to make progress in this area. Where are the areas I'm not doing well? We are very big on adding knowledge, adding skills, adding information, adding this. So most times our head is clouded with a desire to add. Okay, I'm lacking on this, I want to add. 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 Right? So a lot of times there's a lot of addition happening in our journey. So we're always trying to add this, looking for where we are deficient, and we're adding, right? And there's something I discovered recently, and it's it's sort of very small and very, it's not so small, like it's so minute to consider, but it's actually very powerful. That's exactly what I want to share with you before we start this class today. Is the fact that a lot of us are more concerned about adding, but I'm not concerned about taking away. The truth is, honestly, sometimes you realize that you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of information in your mind. You have a lot of skill sets, right? It's looking like you're bombarded with a lot of information, right? But at the bottom line, you now figure that it's not like the information is the problem. It's that there's something inside of you that seems to be the kind of the draggy force, that the friction that has limited you from implementing this information that you've applied. You see, it's different from it's actually a very huge issue, because the challenge now is not that the informations are not there. The challenge is not that the information is not available. The challenge is now that you have found a way to avoid applying that information. Is that you have this knowledge, but it looks like you cannot move forward, right? I discovered that it's because we are more concerned about what we can add, and we're not concerned about what we can take away from our lives. Sometimes, a lot of times, we are plagued with things like procrastination. We are plagued with things like fear of failure. We are plagued with things like inability to take actions, inability to make tangible moves, right? We are plagued with these issues a lot of times, but we are more concerned, instead of us to focus on these issues where we can, taking away these issues from our life, taking them away from our life. We are more concerned about adding more to, okay, I don't know how to procrastinate. Maybe I need to learn, take a course. Maybe I need, we are more concerned about learning than we are concerned about really focusing on those things that are issues. And how do we take them away from our life? So how do we take away things to create room, right, for more expressions, to create room for more exposition, to create room for more growth in our lives, right? And that's exactly the mindset I want you to come here with. Most of you have applied for grants and failed. In short, some of you don't even believe that your business has the capacity of attracting funding. Right, your business, your you don't even believe that you can actually win a grant. Like, subconsciously, you don't believe it. It's a problem. It's a problem, guys. It's a problem because you are fixated at a particular point. So everything I'm going to be teaching today, right? Everything I'm going to be teaching here, you might learn it, but at the end of the day, you are still stuck. You see, that's a problem. The problem is that you have something in your mind. There is a limitation in your heart. There's something that has limited you from taking actions. That's what you should focus on. That's what you should take away from your life. And so I want you to come to this section today with a clean slate. Tell yourself, my mind is free. I have a clean slate. I want you to write it on a chat box. My mind is free. I have a clean slate. My mind is free. I have a clean slate. That's what you tell yourself. Come to this section with a clean slate. My mind is free. I have a clean slate. Nothing limits you. Tell you that to you. Nothing will limit you from today's section. Nothing will stop you from applying the principles or taking actions that will help your business grow. Nothing will limit it. Nothing will limit it, right? Because it's internal. It's internal. And that's why I'm spending the first 20 minutes talking about this. That's the plan for today. That in the first 20 minutes, I'm going to talk about what is more prevailing to stop you from achieving this progress than just learning. Because learning is not difficult, I tell you. Learning is not difficult at all. See, guys, learning is not difficult. You can literally go on YouTube and get lots of resources. But you see, it's the mind. It's your mind. How have you been able to position your mind to get better at implementing what is being taught? And that's exactly the core of one of the things I'm going to be sharing with you today. So, with that being said, let's get down to it now. What must you walk away with today? And this is my promise, and I'm willing to go all in to ensure you achieve it, right? So we are all on a clean slate now. We have a free mind, right? We are willing to take action. We are willing to get into the knowledge, So the first we're going to do, we're going to learn how to write funding winning proposals. Listen, I didn't mince word here. I'm not mistaken when I said funding winning is that your proposals will have the capacity of attracting funding. That's the goal. The goal is that 1 minute. I think I've missed something out. Yeah. Your proposal will have the capacity of attracting funding. Yeah. That's the first. The second is how to create a fundable pitch deck. See, I am not missing my word. Fundable means your pitch deck will attract investors. That's what it means, right? The third is storytelling techniques for entrepreneurs. How do you leverage storytelling to actually attract the right set of persons? How do you use storytelling to win the heart of your entrepreneur during your pitch deck and your proposal? How do you do that, right? How do you discover and filter opportunities? Important, very important. Let me tell you something, guys. A lot of times we are very, very fixated in application. We know how to apply, but we don't have the opportunities, right? Opportunities fly left and right, up and down. You see opportunity shots. There are two major opportunities I'm going to be sharing on this section today. Two major opportunities that will fund you to Algeria, powered by the African Union. I have it. I'm applying for it as well. So I'm going to also share the opportunity with you as well. So stay tuned to the end. I'm going to be sharing all of these opportunities. You're going to, there's also another opportunity that is actually free, and in short, is for FMGCs, SMEs like yours. You're going to apply for it, and they're going to give you $10,000 for free, for free, literally, right? And then they're going to fund you to Tunisia, right? For I think about 4 weeks incubator, right? That's the funding opportunity. I have applied for that. I'm applying for the African Union, and I'm going to be sharing with you how to also apply for these opportunities as well. So you're not doing this alone, mind you. I'm going to be a part of this journey. This is not a one-off, right? This is a journey for us, for me, right? In the years before now, I've been applying for things alone. I have a community though where we come together, we share opportunities, but it's been paid. I've been paying for it. I've been getting those. But I discovered that a lot of entrepreneurs like ourselves are very far from such opportunities. We're just, but we are isolated and we don't have the chance to present our business to who that matters, that interested, those interested to fund this business. And they are there. Money is everywhere, really. Money is everywhere. So you're going to be getting access to how to discover and filter opportunities. Is very important that you know this. It's key, right? And then we're going to be having a practical section from one of my friends, Mr. Steven. I've been chatting with him up. He's excited about the section already, and I'm sure you are as well. So if you're not tired, if you're not hungry, I want you to drop the fire emoji if you're ready to go with me on this journey. Let's get busy. And for those who are here to register for this, for those who are here to register on the Luma app, please do well register. It will do you more good than not registering, okay? You need to register. You should register. All right. Thank you so much. I can see the fire emoji coming in already. So we are going into the core of this section. So we use 30 minutes to do a bit of introduction. So let me talk about myself a bit. Well, I talk about myself not because I want to just share my success stories, right? Because if I share all of these things I'm going to be sharing with you here, it looks like I've had a very successful journey to pitching. The truth is that I've had more failures than successes, and that's the truth, right? But the truth is, when you succeed, it becomes your failure, just like a pregnant woman. When you are in labor, it's tiring, right? The stress is plenty. But the moment you've given birth, it's joy all through, right? That's exactly what it's like when you pitch. So when you're pitching and you're having those rejection, it feels like, oh, this is why me, all those kind of feeling. However, when you finally get to win these competitions, it feels very good, right? Well, I've had a fair share of success in my journey. I've also had a fair share of failure. Let me even share the failure story first. Earlier this year, I applied to 5 different accelerators, international accelerators in Africa, in the world, right? Because some of them are not hosted just in Africa, some of them were outside of Africa, right? And I failed. All of the applications failed. Like I was rejected for five different applications. Five. I was rejected for all, and it felt bad, but I took courage, and I kept applying. Right, that's the journey. Now, next year, when the application opens again, I'll apply again, and most likely win. Right, that's how it works. And well, the truth is, because we are always fixated on a particular approach, we feel like it must be success, success, success. A lot of you here did not win the grant, but you're here, right? You apply again. You keep applying. You keep trying your luck. You keep trying out. Keep pushing. You know, that's the heart of an entrepreneur. That's the heart of a man or woman who believes that life deserves to give them a chance. And that's exactly what I want to do. But I want to share a bit about my journey, right? In 2020, I won my first grant. Like, that's the first opportunity I had to pitch. Well, not the first though, but I won my first official international grant by the French embassy. That was 28 million naira. To me, it was beautiful, right? It was after a long wait, for about 3 years, I was applying, and finally, money came. To me, it was beautiful. And then I became in 2020. I kept pitching in there. In AfriGrant, I became top 4 winner. In 2021, I was one of the top 4 AfriGrants. In 2024, we were the top finalists at the AIpreneur pitch competition hosted by the Lagos Business School. Mind you, I don't stay in Port Harcourt. I stay in Lagos. I'm a Lagos guy, right? In 2024 as well, we were selected as the only Nigerian startup to pitch at the African FinTech Summit in Nairobi, Kenya. We flew from Nigeria to Kenya, right? It was a beautiful scene, right? You could see me here pitching. Right? I was pitching to investors. I didn't even know what I was saying, but I know I was pitching something. Don't mind me though. All right. So, and you could see me here with Shola, the founder of Paystack, right? I just added this picture because I was pitching at a competition that he was also there as a judge. So after the pitching competition, he called me and he took a picture with me and he said, "Keep this picture because one day you need it." And today is the day I needed it. Well, other days will come as well. So, and then I was also the finalist at the Goomba Enterprise Challenge as well. So I've been pitching. And then I also am the CEO of AMA. Now, AMA is an AI-powered platform. We have leveraged AI to create an infrastructure. It's a SaaS tool for business support programs to carry out business support programs for entrepreneurs here in Africa. So we built it from scratch up. I'm also the convener of the Africa SME Assembly, right? The Africa SME Assembly is an event. Now, the beautiful thing about the assembly is that we also raise funds. In short, last month, we just secured our first sponsorship for the event. In short, they paid the money into our account. What that means is that raising fund can come in various ways. You can either raise fund as a business, you can also raise fund as an event. So what I'm going to be sharing with you today is how I've been able to raise fund as a business, how I've been able to raise fund as someone who organizes events, how I've been able to raise fund as someone who also, I've worked with an NGO, a social enterprise. So if you have any of these products, any of this business, I am your right guy. I am your guy. I've experienced this for some number of years now. I think I've been in this business for about 6-7 years. I've been pitching for this number of years. And so I want you to prepare your hearts for where we're going from now. So get to it. Let's get to the first section. But before we get to the first section, I want us to watch a video, right? There's a video I want us to watch, right, about proposal writing. So this video, I had come across this video. It's going to just give us an idea of what we are trying to do with proposal writing, and then help us to some people complaining. The rain. I hope the network is good. I hope my network is good. Oh boy. Please, let us Let us, if we need to pray, let's pray, because we have to have a good network today. We have to have a good network today. We will not have a bad network, right? We have to have a good network today. So we're going to be watching a video. Let me just send the video here. Okay. So we're going to be watching a video before I go ahead, like just now. Now, I want you to pay attention. We have started, mind you, like the class has started. I'm trying to be very fast so that we don't take so much time. So let's get into it. We'll watch a video before we go ahead. Let me be sure this is a video. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so we are going to watch the video first um before I get into okay, so yeah, so let's watch this video, and I'm sure we would get value from it.
Writing a grant can feel like trying to put together a giant puzzle, one where every piece has a specific place, and if even one is missing, the whole thing falls apart. Today, we are going to be piecing together my 7-step process for writing a winning grant. Each piece is essential, and together they create the full picture of a grant proposal that gets results. So let's dive in and start putting those pieces together. Follow your North Star, the funding guidelines. Every grant has a North Star, the funding guidelines. These are your instructions. They're the roadmap.
Before we go ahead, let me just take myself out of this stream just shortly.
On how you're going to build a proposal that fits with what the funder wants. You're going to download these guidelines and print a hard copy, I know, coming from a millennial, so you can mark them up. And it might sound old school, but it is the best way to catch details that for some reason it's very hard to see when we're reading it on the computer. So you're going to read through these guidelines really carefully, take a break, go eat a cookie, have some coffee, whatever, and then dive back in, highlighting keywords and instructions. The key here is to locate the specific sections that are going to tell you what the funder is looking for. And if you're really lucky, like federal grants have this, you're going to get the scoring criteria. And if the criteria is not provided, I need you to basically read between the lines and visit the funder's website, and you're really going to get a better sense of their priorities. The clearer you are on these guidelines, the easier it is to structure your proposal for maximum impact. Prepare your narrative skeleton. Basically, what we're talking about when I say a skeleton, it's not looking at a blank page. That can be intimidating. Instead, start by creating an outline, which is what I call the bones, the skeleton, using the exact headers from the funder's prompts. You're going to type out each narrative question and the scoring criteria, and you're going to paste that into a blank document. This is your skeleton. Think of it as your cheat sheet that tells you exactly what's needed. Then you're just going to start bullet pointing under each section with rough ideas on how you're going to answer each question. Do not start writing full sentences. And I know it is tempting, but do not do that yet, okay? We got a ways to go before we get there. Bullet points are all you need to help brainstorm without getting bogged down. If there's a prompt on a question on project management experience, for example, this is where you're going to add your notes on the team's skills and projects and achievements that you're going to want to include. And once this skeleton is complete, you now know what information you have and which areas you need to gather, which leads us to, I have to figure out how this goes together. Shoot, that doesn't seem right. Must be at the bottom. How did this go? What? No, that's right. Okay. Hosting an outstanding kickoff meeting. The kickoff is very crucial. This is where we're bringing together everybody involved in the project to plan and prepare. And trust me, the amount of support you get during the writing process depends a lot on how well you run this meeting. I like to show appreciation by bringing treats like cookies or lunch to create that positive vibe. Definitely make sure you send an agenda ahead of time. You're going to link out the narrative skeleton that you just created so everyone has a clear idea of what's needed in the grant proposal. And then you're going to use this meeting to discuss what is needed, who's doing what, the responsibilities, timeline. You don't want to find out that the grant is due. The person that needs to sign off on it is on vacation that week. We want to know that now. This is a really important first step in just orienting for the success of your project. That leads us then to step 4, is finishing the budget before we talk about writing the narrative, because the budget is where so many people get stuck, and yet it is one of the most critical pieces of your puzzle. You need a solid cost estimate for the project as soon as possible because it impacts literally every other piece of your application. For example, if the funder wants a 50% match from your organization, you need the total project cost before you can even calculate the match. Or most of the time, they also want a narrative accompanying the budget, explaining how did you arrive at those numbers and show the funder that these costs are reasonable. And a well thought out budget strengthens your proposal a ton because you're showing the funders that you know exactly how you're going to use their money, you're using it wisely. It's just well thought out. Lucky for you, I have a bomb free budget template that is actually built off of what a federal grant budget template will use, and you can go download that as part of my free grant writing class. And I know that if you're like me, you're always freaked out by numbers, you're like, yeah, anything but the budget, I'm a writing girl. I want you to know that once you've kind of faced the dragon, it's not that bad, and you're going to be really empowered by knowing how to put a great budget together. Writing your grant narrative. Now that you've gathered everything, it's time to dive into writing. This is where you're telling the story of your project, the problem it solves, and why it is deserving of funding. My book, How to Write a Grant, Become a Grant Writing Unicorn, had advice that said your first draft within 8 to 10.
Your dream school abroad is closer than you think with the Duolingo English test. Prove your proficiency from the
business days. That was assuming a federal grant because obviously those grants are behemoths, 15, 20-page narratives. But here's the thing. Now we have this thing called AI, and you can get a great first draft building a custom GPT that is trained on your organization and the funder. You can get 80% of the way towards an epic first draft in minutes. Now, how do you do that? You do it by setting up the context. You've got fundee context and you have funder context. The fundee is you. To get a really great first draft, you need funder context as well on the grant agency. It's basically making the grant award. A word of caution. ChatGPT hallucinates and it can't focus and it makes up things. For that.
All right, so yeah, I had to stop that there because I want to pick it up one after the other. So we're going to be picking it up one after the other, right? We're going to be learning it bit by bit, bit by bit. Trust me, it's going to be massive. I want you to take note. So I'm going to be sharing my screen again to the first. We're going to be taking it, like I said, bit by bit. We're going to be learning bit by bit, and we're going to attempt to pick this up as fast as possible, and then try as much as possible to also get the best out of it. So, yeah, so here we have, I'm hoping I can make this full screen. Okay, so, yeah. So we have started, right? So everyone, we've started. We are good to go. So if you have every distraction, take it away. This has started. So the first thing we are going to be talking about, like I said to you earlier, is the proposal part of things. We're going to be talking about how to write a proposal. So remember our expectation, the first thing we talked about, or the first thing we agreed that we're going to do, is how to write a funding proposal. Right? A funding proposal. That's the first thing I had promised to give to you guys, right? How do we write a funding proposal? Sorry. So let me see if I can share this again. So remember we said, how do we write what? A funding winning proposal. This is the first thing we are doing now. So please pay attention to everything I'm about to share with you guys here, right? So let's go back to our training material. Okay, so decode and dominate funding opportunities, personal guide for entrepreneurs. So personally, this particular section is broken into two. The first is what I call the starter's pathway, right? A lot of times we are quick to start when we approach a proposal or when we approach an opportunity, right? It's easy for us to let me be sure. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Please confirm you can hear me. Please confirm you can hear me. I want to confirm that my audio is clear and everyone can hear me clearly. Please kindly confirm. All right. Okay. Yes. Awesome. So you can hear me. All right. So yeah. you know, most times when you started writing a proposal, or when you approach an opportunity, right? The lady that just did the video shared with us some of the guidelines that you need to take to achieve that, like some guidelines, some things you need to consider first, before you start writing an opportunity, start writing a proposal, right? So I'm going to also break that down into bits, because I know the video was fast, and I'm going to share the video. Don't worry, I'm sharing it. I'm going to share it to everyone on the group. You get to know, there are other videos I also have to play as well. So you get to all the materials. Like, I'm going to share these videos to you guys, right? That's why I want you to register. That's why I plead that you register for the course. Like, you sign up, right? It's easy for you to jump into application. Most times it's a mistake that most of you make. A lot of times you are faced with an opportunity, and the first thing you're doing is you want to start writing. It's not bad. It shows that you are really excited about it, but you fail to really understand the context, right? What is the proposal about, right? How do you really approach this proposal? And this is the way to win, right? You must first of all have this mindset. How do I approach this proposal? What are the guidelines? What is it? So I call this what they call the starter's pathway. So it's you first of all identify what I call your starter's pathway, right? It's like, so there's a proposal in front of you. What is my starter's pathway? What are the key things I need to look out for before starting or writing a proposal? Now, before writing a single word in your proposal, you must start from the place of understanding. It's very important. You must first and foremost understand what you are doing, or what you are trying to write, or what the proposal is about. So most times proposals don't begin with your ideas. It doesn't begin with your solution. It doesn't begin with your problem. It doesn't begin with your traction or your business. It doesn't even begin with your desire to raise fund. Your desire to raise fund is good, honestly. Like, this is exactly what should be. Yeah. So people are having network issue. Please just try, okay? So, but like I was saying, your a great proposal does not start with your ideas. It starts with their ideas, their goals, the goals of the funders, right? So let me give you a practical instance. So if you have money, 3 hour section. I'm almost see. Trust me, I'm fast. I'm really fast. I'll try my best to finish up fast. If you have money and you want to give money out, right, to people, right? Nobody would define how you give the money out aside you, who is the person who wants to give out money. So imagine now someone wants to receive money. The person is now trying to impress you. Instead of the person to just abide by the structure you have placed, or maybe whatever you have set out as the criteria to win the money, that's what they should pay attention to, not what they desire or what their intentions are or their problems. So there's a foundational groundwork that every entrepreneur must lay when you want to start a proposal, when you want to start writing a proposal. So the first is understanding the funding organization. Every organization that gives us money has a vision. Whether it's an NGO, a government agency, or a private investor, they are looking to fund ideas that will help them fulfill a bigger mission, right? Take time to research on what is their mission and values. What is the who are the past winners of these grants? I tell you, this thing it's like very little things that you will do. It doesn't take you so much time, but if you don't do it, you most likely will fall victim of failure, right? By virtue of the fact that you will not have this knowledge, because this knowledge will help you to define or refine your proposal to fit into these criteria, right? So recent programs and reports, you need to know how they present their reports. What are they looking out for? What is their mission, right? You need to visit their websites and their social media, read their publication, Google their name, the winners and their success stories. Get to know the kind of organizations they fund. What are they really looking out for, right? Do they like my kind of business? Do you get? It's very necessary that you actually do all of this, because if you don't understand the funding organization, you will most likely assume. And assumption is a killer. It's a bad thing, right? The second is know their eligibility criteria. So let me share something with you guys. Let me share an opportunity. And like I said, this is going to be very practical. So I'm not sharing an opportunity like, I'm sharing a. So let me share something with you guys. So just 1 minute. It will come up while I'm talking. I'll just set it up immediately. But you need to realize, I want to show you an example of an eligibility criteria for an opportunity that I'll still share with you guys here so that you can be a part of, right? I'll show you just now. It will come up in a few minutes. Let me bring that out in a few minutes. Okay, so all right. Can you hear me? Please, can you confirm that my audio is clear? I think my network is becoming a bit slow. I feel the network is becoming a bit slow. Yes. Okay, so thank you so much. Oh, my network is slow. My network is slow. Okay, so I'm trying to see how I can manage it, and let me switch to my other network package. My network is slow. All right, so I just figured that my network is a bit slow. So let me see if I can switch my network. Okay. Okay, the audio is great. Oh, okay, good. I was thinking my network is slow. Okay, so yeah. So henceforth, like let's so the network just knocked me out. I guess maybe the rain in Port Harcourt has started showing his face here, but I rebuke it and I cast it away. I cast it away. It's not for me, it's not my portion. It shall not be my portion. Someone say amen. Say it shall not be my portion. Say amen now. Yes, I'm back now. I think I'm back now. So yeah. So let's do this. I'm back now. I'm back, right? Thank you. All right. So let me show you a very simple eligibility criteria for this opportunity. So this is an opportunity. So this is the opportunity I told you guys about, right? So this is the opportunity I mentioned. It's an opportunity in to showcase your startup in Algeria, in Algiers, right? I'm applying for this, right? So you can. So this is what is the AU startup program led by the African Union. See the benefit of this program, and you say video who can apply. Now, if you look at who can apply, you look at this place, you see what we call the eligibility criteria. Eligibility criteria. You see, this is something that is very, very important. You must pay attention to this, and that's exactly what I'm about to share with you. The eligibility criteria. This program is open to young Africans building solutions with potentials to grow. Now, to be eligible, you should be between age 18 to 35 years old as at the time of application. See how important this information is. So imagine you are 36 years old and you want to apply for this grant. It means you're not eligible in the first place. From the beginning itself, you're ineligible to apply. Ineligible, if I'm to use that word. You're ineligible to apply from the beginning, right? Now, the next is you must be a citizen of the AU state or part of the African diaspora. It means you must be amongst countries like Nigeria. We are all members of the AU state, see? You must co-own. You must own or co-own a registered startup. A registered startup. Very, very funny people. So you see, the registered startup part is very important. And so you have to pay attention to it as well. So you must co-own or own a registered startup, right? And you must have a working prototype. You see, you must have a working prototype solving issues in health, education, food, and health education and food security. See, now they have 3 focal areas of engagement. What it means is that they are more interested in companies that are into health, education, and food security. Right? Ours is education. We are solving the education issues in Africa, right? And so okay, so health, education, and food security. So it means that if you have any solution within this confines, you can apply. Now, you must be available on the date of the IATF, and then you showcase interest in. So it means there must be innovation, sustainability, and economic development in your proposal, in your business idea. You see, that's something that you need to understand. And so that's exactly what having a proper understanding your eligibility criteria actually does for you. So I'm going to go back to it. So not everyone qualifies for every opportunities. One of the most common reason people fail to is simply applying when they don't meet the criteria. If you don't meet the criteria, why do you want to apply? Right? So you have to check for the age and the nationality restriction I showed you with the IATF, right? The stage of business. A lot of times, some business tell you, okay, if you're at an idea stage, you apply. If you're at early stage, you apply. Growth stage, you apply. Sometimes they're peculiar with, like there's this organization called Cascador, right? Cascador does not fund organization that does not have at least a minimum of 5 million naira in recurring revenue and have been able to do, I think 5 million naira. I'm not sure exactly the exact amount, but I know it's about 5 million naira in recurring revenue. That's the people that Cascador will fund, right? They will not fund you if you just started your business yesterday and you are looking for funding. They will not fund you. You will not get opportunity. You will not get that funding, right? You need to understand what are the criteria that this company or these organizations have set together to be able to enable me to apply, right? And then what type of organization are they looking for, right? Are they looking for profit? Are they looking for NGOs? What exactly are they looking for? You need to understand it. Now, there's a red flag. If you're not eligible, do not try to bend the rules. It will waste your time and hurt your credibility. At the end of the day, you figure that you are trying to be something that you're not. You don't need to. If you're not qualified, don't stress yourself, okay? It's very important. It's very, very important, okay? So I'm trying to, okay, so number 3, which is very important, is this is template. So I know there's so much thing to cover, so I'm trying to be very fast as well. Know what and who they are looking for. You need to be very intentional about this. I tell you, this is something that a lot of people ignore. You ignore it. For instance, you have to go deeper than the surface. What kind of people do they like to fund? And you have to go and check who they have funded before now. Who are the people that have received funding? Are they looking for social impact or strong profit potentials? Now, these are 2 different kind of funding. For instance, I don't know, most of you know MasterCard Foundation. MasterCard Foundation is in Africa, right? MasterCard Foundation funds for social impact. They are more impact driven than profit. So they are more concerned about products or solutions that solves a very critical need or problem in the society, right? It's very important that you know this. It's very, very, very important that you know this, right? And then also we have for-profit organizations. For instance, the Cascador that I mentioned to you now. Cascador primarily funds for-profit organization, right? They want to fund you if you are actually making profit. Okay. If you're actually making profit, right? Now, do they value innovation, leadership, traction, and the team? if you notice from that application eligibility I mentioned to you, you could see that they outline it clearly that they want you to have an innovative product. They want you to have technology in your product, right? They want to know your experience. Some organization want to know your experience. They want to know your traction. They want to know what you've done. Do you have revenue? Have you generated revenue? What is the strength of your team? What exactly is your team composed of? Who are the people within your team that can solve this problem in real time? That's something they want to also know, right? The next is you need to study the tone and the keyword they used in their proposal. You need to know it. See, this thing is very important. Listen, I tell you, please, don't just assume these things, right? Follow these guidelines, and that's why I created this documentation. And I'm telling you, you get to know the best. Or you get to see how to get this document. All of these things are available, will be available, but I'll tell you how to access it as well. Are they focused on local production, local product, traditional businesses, or they are focused on the global scale? How do you scale? How do you grow? Those are the kind of companies you need to understand. Now, what are their thematic areas of focus? It's important you understand this. You need to know most funders at certain times have a team, right? They are trying to sell a concept, and they have some thematic area that they are looking at that will check. They have boxes that they want to check, right? For instance, there are some organizations that are focused on women empowerment. It's necessary that your entire proposal, your entire project application focuses on empowering women. So if you want to design a project or a concept note around that proposal, that funding opportunity, you have to be very sure that you're going to be communicating to them on that thematic focus or thematic area they have outlined. Women empowerment is one major place that a lot of funders go. They want to fund women empowerment. Climate change, climate resilience. Climate change, climate resilience is another area that has really attracted a lot of funding across the continent lately. And so if you're building a product that is similar to that, it's something that you should be very, very, excited about, because there are a lot of funding opportunities within the ecosystem. And a lot of times, these funding opportunities go to entrepreneurs that are young like us. So, and then digital innovation. This is very rampant. They want you to integrate technology. If you're using AI, there's an AI buzz now. Everybody's building an AI powered. So it's not a bad thing. See, it's beautiful. In short, we have built an AI powered product. We are still building AI powered products, right? I am an AI prompt engineer. So that's like a side gig though. So I'm a prompt engineer. I prompt AI. I build solutions with AI. So it's not a bad thing, right? But you have to be very specific if this is their thematic area, and is your business also in that. Also youth employment. So is your product going to, and then food security. These are areas that you need to be sure that these thematic areas are your proposal or your whatever whatever you are building on is sinking into that specific. It's sinking into that. Now understand the reviewer and the judges. So this is very important. This particular one is very important. Now let me share you. I don't want to play because of time. I don't want to play another video. Right? There's a video I'll play for you guys on how to understand your well, I'll play it maybe later. But let me just find it for you guys. How to understand the people who you're working with, the person who you are that is judging for the event, the person who is judging, how to understand it. It's a particular interesting, an interesting video, and you have to understand it for you to be able to, leverage on writing. Because when you understand who is actually going to judge your pitch, it's easy for you to now position your mind on how to put it so that you can pick what they love the most. Let me see if I can find that video and play it. See, even if it's we'll try our best to finish this up, right? But I want you to note that all I'm doing here is to ensure that I am holistic with my training, and you're not okay. And that's not it. So just 1 minute. Let me confirm something. Okay, is it? Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to just I'm going to see how to play this video just so that you can understand something. There's something I need you to understand in this video. The idea here is to give you a perfect understanding of what it's like to really understand the judges itself. And I want to be exhaustive. I don't want to be in a haste. I don't want to rush. I don't want to say, oh, because there's no time, let me just rush things through. Let me teach you. And if it takes us this time to get these things into you, then beautiful, it's worth it, right? That's how I approach it. That's how I think of it, right? So let's just watch this 3 minutes video, and I'm sure it's going to be of great.
The 4 F's. How to create a business plan that gains and keeps attention. According to Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, to stand any chance of being understood, you first need to understand. This is certainly true when it comes to submitting a proposal or a bid. In order to ensure that the people evaluating your bid application are able to get the full entirety of your proposal, you must first have an understanding of who they are. Every human has limits to their understanding, but the chances are that the readers or evaluators of your plan will usually come from 2 main backgrounds. The SME, not a small or medium-sized enterprise, but a subject matter expert who gives special attention to the technical aspects of a proposal. The generalist or business person. This person has a general technical knowledge in the proposal area, but relies more on a logical and clear structure of the proposal. So how can you appeal to these individuals? Remember, everyone is human, and psychology tells us that the human brain can be split into 3 parts. Academic, which strives for self-development and awareness. Mammalian, which looks for social interactions. Reptilian, which controls our need for the basic instincts. The reptilian part of the brain is the largest and, as mentioned, controls our base instincts, including key things such as feed, flight, fight, and fornication. The key to keeping attention with your business plan is to tap into these instinctive needs and stimulate these areas. For example, feed, show the benefits and make them clear. Flight, avoid anything that makes your plan too scary or too complex. Fornicate, make your plan attractive, colourful, novel, and interesting. Fight, make your plan worth defending. How can you appeal to these 4 needs in your business plan? Feel free to share your thoughts below.
Awesome. So yeah, that's something that's really caught my attention when I watched it. In short, I've known this all these years, right? Most times we don't understand how to know the judges. For instance, a lot of and most times the challenge is that the funding organizations sometimes don't share who their judges are, right? But if you do a proper research on the project, you can have an idea of who they are by checking behind, right? You get to know them by research. If you go on LinkedIn, you go to the pages of the, or even ask the okay, so even ask the previous winners, how they were able to get this funding, and the judges and all of that. You get to know the judges, and then you know how to position your project to be able to sink into these people's intent, like their hearts, like you buy it. It's sexy, like it's nice. You need to be very crafty to be able to do that, right? So you have to learn how to do that, right? And then write to be understood, not to impress. It's necessary. Don't write because you want to impress somebody. Write to be understood. It should be very simple. Avoid jargons. Use storytelling, data, and clear formatting to make their job easier. When I was reviewing the entire pitch deck a few days ago, I reviewed the entire pitch deck for over 100. I think I spent almost 2 days doing that, and every day I was going back. I was taking it one after the other. I had over almost 500, I think 400 and something plus pitches. Yeah, you get access to these videos, honestly. The videos, yes. But don't worry, in a very short time, I'm going to be doing a little bit of pitching. I'm going to be sharing some things with you as well, right? Now, it's necessary that you use simple terms to communicate your values to these people. You're not trying to sell to them. Like, even if you're selling to them, but you're not trying to convince them, because they see like multiple pitches every day. Like, They have a lot of pitches that they come across every single day, right? And then imagine you're now one of the thousands that they have looked at. What will really make you stand out? It's your ability to be very understood first. Like let that as they see your product, like they see your proposal, it's giving them clarity from the first line of, from the first sentence, right? And then it's not too jargon, included, like not too much words that will just blow their mind. It's very simple. I'm not trying to impress them. Very important. And like I said, use storytelling. I'm going to show you how to use storytelling. And the next is know the type of proposal you are writing. It's important you know the kind of proposal you are writing. It's important. It's very, very, very important. I tell you, brother. Okay. All right. So please, can you confirm you can hear me? Because I know the people in Port Harcourt, their network they have sent their network to me. I'm just hoping that it does not affect me. Okay. So now, know the type of kind of proposal you are writing. Now, there are no one size fit all formats, right? Different funding types require different tones, details, and outcome. Now, I've written out 4 different kinds of proposal. You must know them. So when you when you see a funding opportunity, right? When you see a funding opportunity, this funding opportunity must fall into any of this category. They must fall into any of this category. The first category is the grant proposal. It's really focused on impact, feasibility, and sustainability. Now, most times, impact is that the company wants to give money to organizations, and these organizations to either help them, or maybe the organizations are a bit very practical, like they are solving a real-time problem. There is equity funding. For instance, in my organization, we are currently raising a fund, an equity-based funding, right? So in this case, they are focused on scalability, profit, team strength, right? And the idea here is that they will get maybe some form of equity, some form of something from you. So it's that you're giving and they are taking. You get it's very important that you note this. That they are giving and they are taking, right? So you need to know the kind of funding that you are actually looking for, or the kind of funding that is available. The next is pitching competition, right? So in pitching competitions, like the one that happened at the Big Cube event, it's the kind that requires a bit of storytelling. You need to understand your business, and so you're pitching like an elevator pitch. Sorry, you just have very short time to make an impression. Very short words, simple words, but you just have to be very specific. But you have to leverage out of storytelling, clarity. You must be very clear as possible. I'm sure that was the problem a lot of you had. I couldn't understand what you were building. I literally could not understand it. You were sharing a lot of stories from ChatGPT. It was too much. I could not pick it, and it's a problem, right? And then you must be able to deliver success. And then there's the ones that the loan and the development funds. These ones, most times you pay them back. Yeah, you repay the loans, like the Bank of Industry. That is a good funding model actually. So don't even think it's not good. Like the one that most of you got, the Bank of Industry loan, you actually repay the loan. You understand the risk management, collateral, and all of that. So you have to. Okay, so Port Harcourt people are now gingering. They are gingered. They are like, Port Harcourt network is solid. Well, it was solid. My own was solid though. Before people now told me that rain is falling, so it's looking like the thing started working. Anyway, but yeah, you need to understand loans and how it works. So you need to know if that proposal is the kind that want them to repay back. You need to know this. You need to be clear on the goal of the funder. Are they expecting their money back? Are they expecting social change? Your proposal must reflect it. You need to understand these things. And the last for this phase is ensure your business is well structured. Ensure your business is registered and at least should have a website. Now, let me tell you something that happened. Now, for you that don't have a website or your business not registered, it's okay. Don't worry, I have it covered. Like, I have a plan for you. So you'll be rest assured that you actually get a lot of opportunities from me, right? Now, a lot of times, one of the things that happened during that pitch competition at Big Cube, right, was that the first thing I did was to filter. the moment your business is not registered, I filter you out on automatic. I just created a filter on my Excel sheet that the moment your business is not registered, you're out. Like you're out of the picture immediately. But there are some businesses that are not registered that actually, I think one or two, that one that came on board, I think it was one or so. And that one, the reason why that one was actually accepted was because they had a beautiful business. And one of their funding needs was to register. So I knew that this business had the capacity to grow, to do well, and it just needed funding to scale. And that was it. I knew that. And so for me, what I did was, I don't know if I were one of the 5, but I know I shortlisted them. I think one of the 10 or so, right? I shortlisted them into my list. So my point here is that you need to at least have a registered business. It's important. You cannot access quality funding if you don't have a good business structure. And that's why, don't worry, like I said, we'll come to that. This journey is me and you people, except people don't want it, except you don't want, but it's me and you. We will do this thing together. You will be, this 2025, you must win grants. Say amen. Say you must win grants. Say I must, type on the chat, I must win grants in 2025. If I don't win in 2025, I'll try again in 2026. And you see, from this point henceforth, you'll be winning grants. That's it. You must win grants, and you must know how to do it, and you know how to do it well. Most times, it's not even about your business registered is good, but you should have at least a website. And I will show you. See, I'll show you how to leverage AI to build a website in 10 minutes. Oh God. I told someone that, and the person was like, how? And I did it in the person's front. And it's easy. See, I have built an AI model for this. I have trained the AI. I have fed it. I have built the entire model. I built it from scratch up, leveraging some. I used Luma. I used Groy. I used OpenAI, and I put all of this together. And I was able to build a model that, with just some prompts, you build your entire website for free. For free, literally. And you have your code. All you simply need to do is to buy a domain name. When you buy a domain name, only a domain name, you don't even need a hosting. And we can host it clean on Firebase, free of charge for you. And you don't need any stress. You can even put your plug. I see, these things are easy now. You don't need to not have a website at this point of your life now. We want to win grants. We have to. So please stay tuned. We have a lot of things coming up. So I will tell you how you do all of it. I trust that we'll have the time to do it. So for domain name, don't worry. See, you can get the domain name for as low as 6,000 naira, as low as 5,000 naira, as low as 10,000 naira for 1 year. Imagine paying 10,000 naira for 1 year, or even I think 12,000. I bought a domain name for 12,000 naira. It's not expensive, 12,000 naira, and you build your website. You build your website complete. I'm telling you, this thing is possible. I can show you websites are built without any form of even I'm angry because a lot of you guys didn't have a website on that day, and I was like, what? Like, I've gone through over 400 messages and no websites. You're sending me to your Instagram page, and you cannot use your Instagram page and apply for a funding opportunity. Imagine you want to win like $10,000. $10,000 roughly is around, currently is about 15 million naira or maybe 20 million, around that. Like, imagine you have such opportunity to win such an amount of money, and you don't have a website to win. Like, something that will cost you less than 20,000 naira, you don't have it. And it deprives you of an opportunity. See, the truth is that one of my major criteria that day was website. Just have a website. Like, it's funny. It's not like website is like everything, but the fact that you have a website and I can go on your website, you always said like it's like your virtual office. It's like someone can come and play around to know what is happening and all of that. A lot of you did not have a website. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? See, whether old or new, as long as you have a site that people can see, it does not matter. They don't even care whether you opened it yesterday for the grant today. As long as they can go there and they can see what is there and they can leverage on that opportunity to know more about you, then you're good. But why don't you have it? Well, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I promise you, me and you people, this year, we win grants. It's both of us who win grants. So this is the structure for proposal writing. I'm not going to spend so much time here because I know we're already out of time. I'm looking at my friend Steven. He's not here yet. I hope he will join in very soon. Right. So we are going to. This is more of a unified proposal structure I put together. Right. And most times, most successful. Sorry. So this is the structure. Now, writing winning funding proposal for Nigerian SMEs, I broke it down into bits. This thing is step by step. At this point, you don't need, with these templates, there's no funding opportunity that you cannot apply for, I tell you. Most successful proposals share the same core parts. So they are always repeatable, but the order may not be the same, but they're always repeatable. So you have outline you can use for your grants, investors, and concept note. All of these things are outlined that I have set out that you can use. The first is a cover letter, right? It starts with a simple title or a brief cover note explaining who you are. It's just very simple. I am this and that and that, right? I think I have a template, a sample. Let me see if I can find that sample. Let me see. I have a sample that I had set out. Just 1 minute. Let me confirm it. I prepared for this class. I did not sleep. I was awake and I was like, these people must get it. They must get it. They must get it. So if you do not get it, it's not from me again. No, it's from that place. You know the place now. That place. That's where it's from. Because if you do not get it, then obviously something is wrong. Because what I've done here, you cannot not just get it. You cannot not just get it. You cannot just, you must get it. No matter how hard it is, you must get it. You must get it. So I'm going to, okay, awesome. So I'm going to show you something that I did. Very, very simple, but it's something that will help you. You cannot just, you must get it. Even if you came here and tell yourself that you will not get it, me, I've come to tell you that you must get it. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to do something quickly. So let's just go through this process. Let's just go through what this proposal for. See, even if at the end of the day, what I teach you today is this proposal pattern. Oh. So, but you must get it today. You must get this thing. So now, look at this. So we have the cover letter, we have an executive summary. So it's more like a one short paragraph that will tell you what you want to do and why, include quick intros to your business, the main goals and the problem you solve. So this executive summary is like an overview of everything, right? So like an overview of everything. It's very important. It's very, very important, right? Very, very important. So just 1 minute. Let me be sure. I can see that a lot of people are dropping off. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to do something, but let me just show you something quickly. So let me just show you this. Let me show you this. So section explain, write the proposal. So I'm explaining the bits of each of those sections that I had just talked about now. Let me just share this with you. Hopefully you get it. So see the executive summary, right? So all of this, I have explained it, how to write it. I've explained it. I've given you tips. Often it's easy to write a summary, the summary last, right? After filling all the details, then you can sum up accurately, right? Exercise. Okay, so I just gave you some exercise as well. Now, each of this piece, right? I have broken it down, right? I have broken it down into the first is the executive summary, the problem and needs, the goals and objective. You have to set clear goals for the project. You can use SMART goals, I'll show you how to do that. Propose solution and approach. Explain what you will do. How does your product solve the problem? That's something. Problem solution that a lot of people don't know about. Let me share a bit of this. It's technical, but just pay attention. That's what they call problem solution fit. Is a very important concept. in business that you need to know how to articulate the problem very well and how your solution speaks to that problem. So it's that, okay, for instance, there's a problem of insecurity, there's a problem of agriculture and food insecurity and food scarcity, sorry, not insecurity, food scarcity by virtue of the rate of spoilage of food in the farm is becoming too much. So a lot of times before people transport food from the farm to the commercial market and all of that, there's a lot of spoilage, a lot of spoilage. And then you now say you've introduced a system or a solution that has mitigated the rate of spoilage by, let's say, 70%, right? So a lot of times moving from villages or from farms to the market has a lot of process, and then about 60% of the food or 40% of the food or 30% of the product gets spoiled. What we are solving is we are producing a solution that mitigates this by preserving food in such a way that we can avoid that spoilage, hereby saving over 40% or 50% of the potential spoilage of food. That's a simple solution and problem fit. Is that the solution is there and the problem solves the solution. You have to understand how to narrow things down to enter that funnel together. How does the solution and the problem meet each other? It's important, very, very important. So this particular document, I will give people will have access to it, and I'll tell you how to have access to it. Mind you, I've been using these documents for years. I've updated it over and over and over again. And this actually breaks down every part, every component of every proposal, and also how to shrink it as well to fit into any proposal style as well. So let's move fast. Budget, expected outcome. So this is basically all about proposal, and I think I've done justice to it, right? You need to know how this thing works in detail so that you can understand how to scale it, right? And that's why I created this document so that you can always refer to it. And it's like I said, it's not one fit. It's not like as you plant it now, you plant everything. You need to always refer back. You need to come back, going back and front and all of that. It's very important. So let's move on to pitch decks, right? Let's move on to pitch decks. But before we go to pitch deck, I want to share something with you. I want to share an opportunity that I think you'll be very excited about. Let me share something with you. Sorry, let's move to pitch deck first. So let me share something before we get to pitch deck. I want to share something with you. So while I was sitting down to think about this, right, I thought of, so remember, I'm teaching you how to write proposals. I'm teaching you how to create pitch decks that will win. Then beyond that, I'm also teaching you how to identify opportunities that will get you to where you want to get to. I'm also teaching you how to what do they call it now? To sell your products with storytelling. All of these things I'm sharing with you, I have done it. So I'm not just telling you something I don't do. It's something I have done and I'm still doing. In short, today I have 2 applications I'm going to apply, right? I'm still doing these things that I'm telling you. But I discovered that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle to do this because they lack something that is very vital to the process. Well, it's because I had it, and to a large extent, that's because in Lagos here, right? In Lagos, there's a lot of opportunities. I tell you, like a lot of opportunities. A lot of times, you see people, communities. So you get to meet founders from across the world, from across various industries, and to a large extent, I was able to identify with some opportunities, some communities as well that enabled some things for me. And I discovered that a lot of you in Port Harcourt, a lot of you even in Lagos here are struggling because you are doing it in isolation. Just imagine you want to write a proposal now, and then you have access to me, right? Imagine that you wanted to win Big Cube, or let's say an opportunity that is even bigger than Big Cube, and you then had access to me, right? And I was able to review your application before you applied. In short, not just review your application, I was able to show you where to even apply, how to apply. And it may be because of my experience with most of it, because I don't think there's any funding opportunity in Nigeria today that I have not, for the past 7 years, that I have not attempted, except I'm not eligible. But it's not like I don't know it. But I kind of, if I'm eligible, then I've applied. I don't think there's one because I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been applying for 7 years. Every single year, I apply for at least last year, I applied for 48 opportunities. 48. What is it more than 48? The ones I remember, there's someone that I just slept, I was just doing, I just did it, I forgot totally. In short, the one that took me to Kenya, I can remember vividly. I did not take up to 20 minutes to apply for that opportunity, and it took me to Kenya. What am I saying? Imagine we have a community that supports the following. Imagine we have a community that when any opportunity just come out, go. See, I want you to type on the chat box, I cannot do this alone again. Tell yourself, because most times it's looking like all of you used to feel, entrepreneurs especially, used to feel like, now them, we they do and we go sit down, you know. It doesn't work that way. Type on the chat box, I can't do it alone again. Tell yourself, I can't do it alone again. Type it on the chat box. Type it, I want to see it on the chat box. Type it on the chat box. I can't do it alone again. Because a lot of times, a lot of you are very so self-reliant. So self-reliant. You feel like you can do it alone. You can, me. Doesn't work that way. So just imagine you want to apply for an opportunity and you can come to me, right? Or you can even have parties, pairs. Imagine like 5 people come together and say they want to apply for this grant and want to win it. What is the opportunity? They sit down on it and apply together as a community, right? Imagine that kind of opportunity. Now imagine that you have opportunity alert every week, so you will never miss any opportunity that we believe you qualify for. So because I have subscribed opportunity platforms. I have subscribed for lifetime. There's some of them I've subscribed for per month. Some of them I've subscribed for per year. They give me opportunities every week. As it's coming out, bang, 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 you are the first to apply. 2 seconds, right? And you see that early application is to keep you in a good place, because by the time the judges are coming to review, the first 100 or the first 50, their head is still fresh. They're not angry. But when they have done 100, they now have like another 900 to go. The way they'll be reviewing it, bad. I beg. I don't tire. That's how it is. But you see that first, because I've reviewed grants before. I was the one that judged. I was the one that literally judged the entire BQ grant. I was the one that reviewed everything, and I did it alone, right? And imagine, it was the first. I'm telling you, it was to a large extent. I would say that it was the first. Will I say 3 or 4 people, or 5 people, even 10 people that I was even feeling. The rest, I was just looking. Bing. I know this thing. That's how it works. That's actually how it works, honestly. Right now, imagine I can give you access to an opportunity in just 1 week. It opens before the flood of people comes in. You apply, but beyond just that, imagine we can apply for grants together, and we can get to review the eligibility and the application procedures together. Like when a grant comes, I put it on the group. We'll go on a call. We now look at it together. Okay, so this is the eligibility criteria. This is the application procedures. This is what we need. This is what we need. And we review it, and we now say, let's apply together as a team. So when you apply, you come, you ask questions if you need. Imagine doing that kind of a thing together. And imagine we now host monthly calls where we ask questions. Maybe you want to create a pitch deck and you want to create I will teach you how to create a pitch deck. I'll teach you how to do storytelling. But this is important. Now, I'm also going to give you access to over 40 pitch decks. Imagine you have access to over 40 pitch deck that have raised over $2.5 billion, right? I have this access. And most times, you don't need to create new pitch deck from scratch. See, this thing is very important. You don't need to start thinking of how to create pitch deck from scratch. You can work with the team. Okay, imagine somebody went to win a competition you want to apply for. Imagine you want to apply for a competition, and someone went and won it with a pitch deck, and you want to apply for that same competition, and the person has said, don't need to take my pitch deck, just mirror my pitch deck in your structure and apply. That's excellent. And that's how most of us have won grants, because I have access to a lot of pitch decks that have raised funds. So what I just do is that this one have raised 1.4 billion from these companies, right? From this organization, okay. This is the kind of organizations they are looking for. This is the kind of pitch deck they're looking for. I'll just carry the pitch deck, put it there, put my own, bang, 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 mirror it, and send it. So at the end of the day, they already see something that they're familiar with. Imagine you have such access. Now imagine you also be among those who would be trained to leverage our trained AI model. Now, listen, let me tell you guys, I have trained this AI for months. We have built this AI from scratch, and it's going to help you, one, create stunning pitch deck in minutes. It's not GPT. I hope you know that GPT is a generalist. Like it solves all the problem. ChatGPT solves all the problem. It's not specific to specific. That's something about GPT that most of you don't know. You bring GPT your problem, and that's why you need to learn prompt engineering. If you learn prompt engineering, you understand what I'm saying. GPT comes and tells you, I'm going to be fast in this so that we can finish up fast. GPT comes and you try to prompt GPT, and you're trying to solve a problem, and then it has so many ideas about that problem, and then it's giving you so many ideas, but it's not giving you streamlined ideas from fed information, right? And that's why they had to now start narrowing it down. But the truth is that what if we created a trained AI model that solves pitch deck issues? Oh, this one is pitch deck. You just prompt it, gives you answer. Building a website in minutes, like I told you, prompt it, give you answer. Manage all your legal needs. When I mean legal needs, it gives you legal templates, because most of you don't even have legal structure. Most of you don't have a founder's agreement. I don't know if you have an agreement. If an investor comes to your document now, if the person wants to do due diligence for you, you don't have a tax ID, you don't have a lot of things will be shaken. Yeah? But the truth is that you don't have to have that. You don't need to be in that position, because you need to actually cater for your legal needs. And I have created a system that will help you do that. So I want to ask you a question. Do you want this? So I want you to answer my question. Do you think you need this? Do you feel this is important? Answer my question. I want you to answer it. Because I've been thinking, really, how do I do it? How do I help? Because this is the whole issue, right? How do I teach you storytelling? How do we interact constantly? How do we move? How do we grow? Do you need this? Let me know. Tell me. Because I will need to know if I'm talking to the right audience, right? Because I needed it and I got it. And God gave me. And now today I'm asking you, you are going on the same journey with me. Do you think we need this? Let me see. Awesome. I can see yes. I can see yes. So I decided to do something quickly. Normally, if you go out there, so let me give you a summary of everything that you will get from me today, going forward. AI Power Proposal Pitch Deck 2, Opportunity Alert. Every week, you will get opportunities. In our group, your email, private, legal templates. You get all the legal templates you can imagine. You get all the legal templates you can imagine that you will need to scale your business. I tell you, this is very, very important. Very, very important. All the legal templates you can imagine. You get it. You get it in your DM, right? We have community coaching and follow-ups. So it's not only you now. We are now doing it together as a team. Imagine we are like 50, 100. We are working together. An opportunity comes. You see it first. And then you want to apply. The team comes, have a meeting section, right? And we do it together. Hi, imagine we do it together. And then we review the application, we review this application, we ask ourselves, what is the best way we can move from here? We now come together. And now, so you will no longer apply in isolation. You can now say, oh, who won? Who did not win? How did I not win? You can now review. Imagine we now have investors as well. Right? Imagine because I have a lot of investors who are looking for business. And when you put out your business, we can decide to talk to those investors and say, okay, CEO, this business is here. We enjoy that community. And then we can highlight our success stories. We can have monthly, weekly calls, right? All of these things here, it's not going to be free, right? We're not going to do it for free. But the question is how much? And then I'm also going to be sending you all of this framework. Like every document that you have seen me operate with, I'm going to be packaging it all. And I'm going to be sending it to you for free. Like, you get all of these templates, right? The question is, how much will this thing cost you? Really? Because I asked myself, how much will I charge for this important information? How much will it cost you? 150,000, 100,000, 50,000, 30,000, 20,000, 10,000. Maybe you should guess. Let me get your opinion. We'll get back to class, but I want to get your opinion. How much do you think this should cost you? So just type it on the chat. How much should you pay for this kind of access? And I'll tell you what I pay for my own. But let me know you. What do you think? How much would you pay for this access? Let me see your chat. No, be bold, be honest. Like, just be bold. Don't be scared. If you say 200,000, fine. How much will you pay for this access? How much should you pay for this access? Should it be free? No, definitely not. Someone is saying 10,000. Someone is saying 10,000. A lot of people are saying 10,000. Maybe that's the barest minimum. Okay, some people are saying, someone saying 100,000. Oh. Okay, someone is saying 10,000. 3,000. Ah, are you serious? It's free then. So it means I should give you this for free, right? So tell me, how much do you think you should pay for this? Someone is saying 20,000. Someone is saying, I'm seeing a lot of feedbacks. A lot of you, I paid 30. Wow, someone paid 36,000 naira for an opportunity. Like, I didn't gain much. You see, you cannot find it for free out there. Somebody paid 50,000. Somebody paid 36,000 naira, and it's most times you don't blame them, because sometimes it looks like they don't have what it takes, because they don't have the experience, right? Some people said 50,000, right? The truth is that you're not paying any of that, right? You're not paying any of this amount of money. This is ridiculously, too high, but you're not paying any of this amount of money. That's the truth. For you to access this program, this is what you're going to pay. Imagine you're paying 7,500 naira for this month, and every month you just subscribe with 5K going forward. So you have 7,500 naira you pay now to access this community. And listen, this is exclusive. I'm not, this is my life here. I'm committing my everything to this. We are going to grow together. I want to win grants too this year, and we are going to do it together. But imagine you're paying 7,500 naira and 5,000 naira every month to just be on that platform. And listen, when you pay the 7,500 naira, you pay 5,000 naira every month. If you want to pay, fine. If you don't want to pay, it's okay, right? But the idea is that every month you must get something. We must position ourselves to win grants. That's the idea. That's the idea. And so I want everyone here who know that this is for them to take this action now. It's very simple. Go straight into it. I just sent the link on the chat. This link now, go now and pay. I'm going to be sending it to also the WhatsApp group. You don't need to delay any further. Immediately you see this link, go now and subscribe. Go now and subscribe. It's going to be, I tell you guys, see, I'm not exaggerating, but I have come to realize that most times the big things may seemingly look small, but it's worth it. I was talking to my fiancée, I was talking to my my partner, and she was like, why would you charge such an amount of money? I'm like, okay, why would you charge such an amount of money for this opportunity? Like, I pay, me personally, I pay almost 50,000 naira every month, almost 50, not up to 50, almost that amount to subscribe for opportunities like this, almost, right? So please, I'm going back to this. 7,500 if you pay now, and if you don't pay now, I cannot guarantee this anymore, because after now, I'm going to be pushing this out. I'm going to be pushing out this content out to the world, right, to people outside, and they will not pay 7,500. Just you here paying 7,500 naira for this. Tell me in the chat box, is it worth it? Tell me in the chat box, is this worth it? I want to know. And if you're going to pay, I want you to also indicate in the chat box, is this worth it? Is this something you want to do? Tell me in the chat box. Let me know. See, you have, I cannot assure you on that, but because the moment we are done with this section, I tell you, I'm going to literally, like, the moment we are done, the video is out of YouTube, everything, we are out. But only those who are subscribed to this will get access to both the recording of this video, all the documents, every information that you require. I'm going to send it to you for free. as long as you're part of that community, I will never hold information from you. You will get opportunities. Let me even share with you again. This is the things you get: AI powered proposal, pitch deck, opportunity alert without, like, as it's coming out, it's hitting your emails. You're getting it immediately. It's immediately. Legal templates, community coaching, you know. Now, the reason why it's 7.5 for today is because I'm going to be sending all the materials inclusive. So normally this cost is just, I just want to make it 5,000, and I want to just do it because I feel like this is a way to give back. And I know that a lot of business owners have a lot of engagement. 5,000 naira would not be so much for you. It's a data money. This is data money for a day, right? 5,000 naira for that's what but the remaining 2,500 is for the materials. So you just take all of it once, and your videos, everything, take it, right? But if this is what it, then I want you to click on that link. I have sent it on the WhatsApp group. Immediately start making your orders now. I'll keep this video for a while for those who are making their orders before we go back to our pitch deck. And I want you to see, listen, guys, I'm not forcing anybody to do this. And listen, for those who have followed me, you know that I'm not someone that wants to go out too much. I don't like being outside so much, because to a large extent, I don't like stress. I don't like people stressing me. I invested into this. I invested my time, my energy, my heart for this, right? I have been here. So honestly, if you think this is worth it, go ahead and pay. If you think it's not worth it and you don't think you want to be a part of it, it's okay. Listen, it's very much okay. And it's fine for you to actually move on from here. I see that a lot of people are dropping, and it's okay, right? You don't need to put yourself under any form of pressure. If you can do it, fine. If you can't do it, it's okay, right? It's only those who are within that confine that I can help, and I can always support. I will support you as much as possible, but I cannot guarantee for those outside of it, right? That's the best I can do. So let's go. No. Yeah. So I'll keep this. The link is going to be up till let's say till after the class, right? I'm hoping that even till after the class, but maybe till after the end, or maybe today, for the next 12 hours or 12 hours plus. The reason why I want to do that, because the moment this class is over, I will bring down this video, and then I'm taking it out. And the moment it goes out, that's as at tomorrow, trust me, it will go up from 7,500 naira to 25,000 naira. Max or minimum 25,000 naira. Minimum I'll go back is 15,000 naira. It's going to be 100% double of this, right? So please, the link is on the chat. I've already posted the link with bestcom channel. You could see it. Let me see if I can post the link from here. So let's go back. Let's go back to training. I see that a lot of people have left. It's okay. It's fine. You can leave, but I know exactly the value that we're going to be having here. So if you've paid, you can type on the chat box paid. If you've paid, type on the chat box paid. If you've paid, type on the chat box paid. Type on the chat box paid. It's going to be a beautiful. Let me send it here. So I've just pinned the message now. So for those who have paid, awesome, beautiful. So let's go back to class. Let's go back to class, guys. Let's go back to class. Thank you so much for everyone who has paid. Let's go back to class. So let's talk about pitch decks. Let's go back to class. Before, I'm going to share something with you guys today. I'm going to share with you my pitch deck. So I'm not going to be I'm not going to be too mechanical with this. I'm going to share with you our investors pitch deck, 16-page pitch deck. So these things I'm sharing with you is not like, surface. It's real. Like, these things are things that that you must see. So let me share with you our pitch deck before I get into the training proper. All right, let me share with you our pitch deck. So let me share with you our pitch deck. Just 1 minute. Let me let me pull out this. Let me pull out this document. Okay, so for those who are paying, you will be set. All of us will be in a WhatsApp group. Will be in a community. See, we are going to do this together for the next as long as possible. Like I am not even missing words. This is going to be so massive, right? And we are going to be doing this for as long as possible together. I need it. Even you need it. We all need it together. So it's not like I am trying to. I'm going to be running away. Me, I will need it. I will need it even more than you say. Even more than some of you say. I will need to be in this same opportunity like this. So be rest assured that me, I'm going to be present as much as you think, right? So we are doing this together. We are not doing it alone, right? So let me share my pitch deck to you. So please, guys, just if you're paying, pay. If you're not, if you can come back to the class. I want to come back to the class now so that we can finish up. So let me just share with you what my pitch deck looks like. The idea here is to show you what our pitch deck looks like and how we have built it in such a way that we have used this pitch deck, attracted a lot of investment. Well, we are still now, currently we are in a fundraising round. We are raising a $250,000 fund. And like I said to you, this is basically what our product looks like now. So if you look at this, the first thing you see here is an AI-powered an AI-powered business support mentorship program infrastructure that will build, right? So the first thing you see is the problem statement. Now, mind you, I built this and I used the sample that I told you about. Remember, I told you that I have over 400 pitch decks that I have created. A particular document that has over 400 pitch deck. I told you this earlier. Sorry. Please, if you're struggling to make a payment, you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Right? But it's necessary that you actually get on this, right? It's very important. So, but let's go back, please. Don't be distracted. Let's go back. So now, let me show you something. Now, I actually, like I said, all of this information that I'm sharing with you, I am doing them. I'm not assuming them. I am doing them. So all of what I'm sharing with you is something that I have done. Now, let me show you something that will blow your mind. And mind you, you cannot get all the knowledge in one day, right? We will keep doing this over and over again. And that's something you should always know. We'll keep doing this over and over and over again. We'll keep learning on this. So this is the problem statement. So remember, I told you the first is the logo, an AI-powered business support and mentorship program infrastructure. Organizations are struggling to scale. So you could see how we have articulated the problem statement. Organizations are struggling to scale effective business support programs. They face issues like fragmented operations, manual processes, lack of real-time analytics and broken data, and scalability challenge, right? These are some of the issues that a lot of people. Awesome. So these are some of the issues that a lot of people are faced with. And I'm trying to open a pitch deck and template for you guys. But let's just move. Now, the next thing was our solution. So you see, in a pitch deck, there is a structure. So after the problem statement, the next is a solution. So we've created AMA, an AI-powered business support and mentorship program infrastructure. AMA serves as the core infrastructure for running a fully operational business support program by automating, structuring, and scaling key engagement processes. So this is what we've created. See the product, the services, AI-powered mentorship matching, program scheduling and tracking and management, data-driven decision-making, learning resources and integration, scaling and multi-location expansion, right? This is what we have created with AMA, right? Now, why am I sharing this with you? You see, the first was the problem. The second is the solution. I created this. This is our product. This is my company, right? Now, the next is the market validation. Yes, you can pay. So I'm going to do something now for everyone who is here, for everyone listening to me now. If you want to pay at the end of this section, send me a message on WhatsApp now so that I know those people that are going to be paying at the end of the section. Send a message on WhatsApp now, and I will send you the link at the end of the section so that you pay. Please don't, so that we don't have. So if you want to pay, send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll send you the link immediately. Okay? Or just drop on the group or something. Just drop it somewhere, and you pay the moment. See, the moment you finish the class, and I will leave it for a while, probably before to the end of today, so that you can pay from now to the end of today, so you can pay. Or I may even just, if I'm graced, I might leave it for a few hours, from now to the end of the day, most likely. So just send me a message, right? So I don't want you to be distracted, because what I'm about to share with you is very important. Okay. Now, if you notice, see the flow. The first is the cover page, which had the product. The second is the problem statement, right? The third is the solution, our solution. We outline the solution clearly. The fourth is the market validation. If you notice, we're able to validate our market. We know the market size. We can see the estimated total number of business support programs, the total number of entrepreneurs that undergo the programs, the total number of the percentage of allocation of resources. And then we have this down here called why now. We know our total addressable market. We know the total market cap, right? These are things that funders want to see, and that's the structure you need to know. And then we also have some other unique feature about the product that makes it unique. We have our AI finder, mentor finder, which is very important for businesses. For those who want to find a mentor within their space, within the program, they can literally just type on our generative AI, and AI recommends solid people who have committed themselves to mentorship, right? Now, we went down to customers as well, right? The customers who use AMA, we've outlined it clearly. See how it's clear? The corporate customers, incubators, foundations, professional coaching association, educational institutions as well, right? We also move down to our business model. You see how simple our business model is, right? We charge a revenue stream, a subscription-based model, right? Where we enterprise API white labeled, right? We have all of that, and then we could see the prices here. You could see the prices. We have the basic price. We have the you have the basic price. We have the pro price. We have the enterprise. All of these things are unique prices that has been embedded into the product, right? So people coming on our business model understands how we are going to make money from the process, as it's very clear. Now we have a competitors analysis, right? Why win? African first, all of these things, we have it structured properly, right? We have our traction. So we have already closed our first customer. We went into partnership with the Global Policy House to implement what we call the 10 Million Women in Digital Economy project launched by the United Nations. So that was a big one for us. That was a big one for us, actually, when we closed this partnership. We also have the African Incubation and University Incubator Expo, and other incubators that we have signed and closed deals with, right? They have over 22,000 students, right? And then we have our development milestones here, right? Now, what's our marketing strategy, right? We have our phase 1 marketing strategy, we have phase 2 marketing strategy, we have phase 3 marketing strategy, and all of it has timelines, right? We have various timelines that we have leveraged, right? And what's our roadmap? So we have a 4 years roadmap that we have outlined, right? We have the Q1 to Q4 of 2025. We have the Q1 of 2025. We have the Q2 of 2020, Q1 of 2027, and we have the Q3 of 2028, right? All of this, right, is our roadmap. So we know from now to the next 4 years, we know exactly what we are doing, right? We also have our financial projection. We've been able to project financially what we are looking to get in the next 4 years. So in the next 4 years, we look at hitting a revenue model of over $2.5 million in revenue, right? As it stands now, we already have our revenue coming in, right? We've looked at our customer projection, our user base projection, our annual revenue, our gross margin, and our EBITDA, right? All of these informations are properly stated. And what is our cost of acquisition? We are looking at direct sales, partnership, content marketing, paid ads, all of it broken down into the focus on how we want to achieve this in 4 years, right? We have the proper information about the team. I'm a second-time founder with over 7 years of experience in business development and marketing. I've worked with businesses across the continent. So this already gives you an understanding of the team itself. I have my co-founder who is also the CTO, right? He has over 10 years of experience, 6 years, of experience in building product across, and then I have my marketing team, my head of marketing, who has over 7 years of marketing activities, GTM across various industries. I have my head of legal, who has over 8 years in business and tech law, right? I have my head of operations and people, right, who has 5 years of HR practice and operations with solid background in HR practice and operations and a very proactive approach to work. I have this team all sorted out. This one of the things that even makes us very interesting. We are backed by with an experienced board of advisors with over 3 decades of experience. Now you see my pitch deck. Imagine I'm sending this pitch deck to somebody. You think they will not look at it well. It doesn't look good in your eyes. Now, why invest in AMA? So we are not just telling you to invest, we are giving you a reason why you should invest, right? One, there's a massive market opportunity here. Mentorship software growing at 22% cumulative average growth rate with limited competition in Africa here. We have early traction already. We have clear path to revenue, pre-selling at 3 price points, optimized for the African market. We are doing that. We have an experienced team, right? We are raising a $250,000 fund. This is the use of fund product development. We have already, funny enough, we've already built the MVP to a certain extent. We have the investment term, so we are looking at issuing out a safe note with a $1 million cap with a minimum investment of over $10,000, and we are looking to close this Q2 of 2025. So the target close is Q2. So this is we are already in the core of it. So by July, is it July? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. I think it's January, February, March, April, May, June. It's June. So we're already in the round. We're already in the round as I speak to you now, right? So we are currently raising this amount of money, right? This is basically our projection. And so join us in this journey. Be a part of this investment opportunity. Be a part of revolutionary mentorship in emerging markets. We're seeking mission-aligned angel investors who understand the African market and are passionate about education, entrepreneurship, and using technology to create meaningful impact. So you could schedule a meeting with us. You could schedule a call with us immediately as well, right? So all of this is stated out, and this is a reference to some of the information there. So tell me, is this thing good? No. See, guys, let me ask you a question. Now, be honest with me. Is this thing good? Does it look presentable? Does it look nice? Answer me now. Does it look nice? So does it? No, answer. I would love you to answer. Tell me. Please, in case seller is hanging, kindly come to my DM immediately if you're having issues with payment. So tell me, imagine you have your business in this format as well. I want to get your feedback. Is this good? I want you to type on the chat box. Is this good? Tell me this is good. Hey, Mr. Okafor Evelyn. Sorry, Miss Okafor Evelyn said, she said, it looks so good that if I'm an investor, I would invest ASAP. You see, this is the kind of pitch deck you want to create for yourself, right? This is the kind of pitch deck you want to create for yourself. This is the kind of mouth-watering. Stella B said she's looking for where to borrow $250,000. Oh my God! The people that have the money, please, if you have $250,000, come and invest. We are open to investments. Come and invest. I didn't even pitch. I just showed you the template. Itself. So this is something that a lot of you don't know how to do, and it's simple. So I'm going to be sharing with you how to design a pitch deck. I'm going to be sharing with you how to design a fundable pitch deck. This is very important. It's very, very important, right? Now, I'm going to share a structure with you guys. I know we're already out of time. We've already done 2 hours in this call. I'm looking at our time. Hopefully we can finish up on time. So I'm trying to see, we've already done 2 hours here. And you guys have stayed for 2 hours. Wow. These entrepreneurs are not smiling. They are ready to take it. I like this kind of people. I like the kind of people who are willing to stay here. I know I'm almost done. Trust me, I'm almost done, right? I'm almost done. right? I'm almost done, trust me. But I like the fact that you guys are here, right? You guys are committed to this process, and well done, well done. See, I wish I can have the 53 of you or 55 of you watching now to be part of my core. Like, we'll learn how to do this thing. You build your pitch deck. You will no longer struggle at all to creating this kind of pitch deck. And let me tell you, some of you think it's my brain. It's my brain, oh, well, I thank God for my brain. But let me tell you, I was able to look at pitch decks from that have gotten resources, that have gotten funding, and I just took it like this and I placed it. And then I just tweaked what I need to tweak to get me to where I want to get to get. A lot of times, you don't need too much knowledge. You don't need to know so many things to do things that are very simple. It's just you, right? It's just you. So I'm going to be showing you. So, well, I may not be able to finish all of this, but let me just see if I can run through it because of time. Right, we've already done 2 hours, and so I'm going to make a promise. I'm going to have another private section again for these things to break everything down. Right, to break everything down. The truth is that I wish I can do it for everybody, but I don't think. Well, I know most people have. That's why I want you to send me a message. If you know you cannot pay today, send me a message. Send me a message. But I want you to pay today. I want you to pay today. I want to pay now. Commit yourself to this thing. I don't think. I don't think 7.5 is too much for us to have enough time for this, because every month I owe you at least 1 hour section, 2 hour section, where we have this kind of meetings, where we have this kind of trainings. We'll go over these things again, and then opportunities are coming. We're applying. For instance, you see this opportunity here. See this opportunity here. Every business that is eligible will join me and apply for this opportunity. We will apply for this opportunity. It's not hard. The procedures for application is not hard. See, just prepare your details, a short business summary, a pitch deck, which I showed you. Then if you have a visual of your product and a 2-minute presentation, it's not hard. You can present all of that and we'll apply for this. Imagine imagine now that, think of it like this. Imagine we put ourselves together and apply for this. And immediately we apply for this. Let's say we are about 20 that applied for it, and 5 of us or 6 of us are selected. Imagine all of us are not traveling to Algeria together, fully funded. Oh God. You don't know what it's like when somebody funding your flight. You entering the flight, you feel like, oh my God. You'll just be feeling good. Your stomach will just be big. I tell you, this opportunity, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. I was paid. I was traveling from Nigeria to Kenya. I was traveling to Tunisia. So I have seen the beauty of these things. It's fun. It's sweet. You need it. Okay? You need it. You actually need it. So don't think you don't need it. You actually need this thing. You need it. Right? So if you've not paid, click on the link on the chat and go and pay now. Pay immediately. Okay? Get on board. Let's be a part of this. Let's do this together. Okay? So think of it like this. A pitch deck is it's a short slide presentation, like what I shared with you, that just tells your story, investors, and it's a good, it gives you, the idea is that an investor spends like 2 to 5 minutes in the pitch deck before deciding to meet you. So when you say we've had investors meeting, people who have decided to invest, in short, we have like 3 current investors who are looking at our pitch, like that have consented. And I tell you, it was how nice and how good looking our pitch deck was that attracted that investor. I tell you, right? So I tell you, you need to know how to do this, right? And like I said, we have over 40. Like, let me show you this. See these guys. See these guys. Just look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is pitch decks. Look at this. Look at this. This is Y Combinator pitch deck. Y Combinator pitch deck. Look at it here. Y Combinator pitch deck. These are pitch deck. This one raised $3.3 million in seed funding from YC. This one raised $3 million in seed funding from YC. This one raised $22 million in seed funding from YC. This one raised $2.8 million in seed funding from YC. This one raised $8 million in seed funding. Are you seeing them? This one raised $45 million. And this one is grocery. Most of you that are selling grocery food here, most of you that are selling grocery is here. I'll see it here. Someone is raising $45 million from grocery food. Grocery. They are selling operating system for grocery, supermarkets, very simple things. Most of them, in as much as I know that they actually, tech, some of them are tech backed, and most of you, your product is even better than them. I tell you, Rippling, he raised $145 million from YC. See the pitch, look at the pitch deck that they used to raising the money here. Look at the pitch deck here, my bro people. This is the pitch deck. Yes, there are grant opportunity for people above 35 now. Please, if you can, there are plenty of opportunities. Some of them are not age agnostic, right? You need to know that. See pitch deck, people that raised $30 million. I see pitch deck. See pitch deck. See pitch deck. See pitch deck. Pitch deck. This one raised 12 million. This one raised 8 million. I see pitch deck. This one raised 7 million. This one raised 6.5 million. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? No, think about it now. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about this. Imagine having access to all of this pitch deck that have raised money. See now. See resources. See resources. See resources. This one's a unicorn. See resources. Imagine you can look at all of this. So what it means is that you have proof. You have a proof. What do you think about this, guys? What do you think about this? Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about it? Imagine you have proof that something will work. Someone has used it to work before. Like, imagine such an opportunity where you have proof that something will work because someone has used it. What do you think about this? Let me get your thoughts. Let me share your thoughts. Let me share your thoughts. Now, it's not even just the pitch deck itself. It's the design. You know how to position every element. You know how to position every single thing. Imagine you have access to all of this. See, imagine you have access to it. Let me see the chat. I cannot see the chat. I cannot see the chat. I don't know if people are typing anything. I can't see the chat. Are you typing anything? I can't see the chat. I don't know if it's from me, from my network, but I can't see the chat. Imagine having such access. Imagine having such access. You know what that means? It means that you will not even lack the resources in terms of knowledge to be able to achieve this. I tell you, imagine you can actually, please, if you can see my this thing, can you type on the chat box? Let me know if anyone can hear me, because it feels like I'm out of the call. Can you guys hear me? Because nobody's typing again. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. I can see the chat now. Okay, sharp. So imagine having access. So what do you think about this, guys? Let me get your thoughts. What do you think about having access to this? Imagine having access to all of this. Imagine having access to all of this. And now, let me tell you something. I can teach you how to write pitch deck. See, I have a slide. I have a training already, right? I can teach you how to do your title, the problem needs, explaining this. I can teach you the solution, which I will, right? Which is not even hard. If you access this, you can learn it, which I'm going to even share with you now, right? Now, imagine knowing all of this, but beyond this, right, you now have access to these templates. Now, what this does is that you can now know, okay, for instance, now let's look at this product. See this product. So you see how they position their pitch deck. So you don't need to now think of it in so many ways. You just okay, this one. Look at what they first of all wrote their solution. They wrote their traction. They wrote their market, the market that they are trying to solve. Now they wrote their operational procedures. Now the grocery store still run in pencil and paper. Suddenly COVID, see, they are sharing their story. This is storytelling, right? Now see how their product is. Now, what are their feedbacks from their their total addressable market and their market size, their competitors, their team. See their team. Imagine having all of this. And then you don't need to now think of the exact, you don't need to go through that whole imagine having, you see, imagine having all of this. 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 Like imagine having access to these informations. Like you don't even need to know. There's no one fit structure, but you just say, okay, these guys are similar to my industry, and I think I would love to work with them. I'll use their templates to create my own template. That's actually how to win in this space, and that's exactly one of the things we're going to be learning. So let me just quickly run through the template for those who may not have access to that template, or those who want me to teach this. So slide by slide, look at the slide by slide pitch deck template. Now, why is this matter? A great pitch deck can spark interest and get you a meeting. It must show you what problem you solve, how you solve it, and why your team can win. Right? It's always very nice to identify these things. So there's a structure. The first is we have the title cover. Remember, like I showed you from my own pitch deck, the title cover, who are we? We have the problem needs. What problem do we solve? Right? It's very important that you note this. What are the problems you can solve? What problems do we solve? Right? Is important. And one of the things is, like I told you, there's what they call problem solution fit. It's very important that you identify problem and how you can solve the problem with your solution, right? It's very important that you identify that, right? Explain the problem or the need in simple terms. Like it's very necessary that you, in this case, I always advise you leverage storytelling. And let me talk about storytelling a bit. A lot of times people don't understand the power of storytelling. Storytelling is a blessing to you. Storytelling is something that can always capture the attention of people. So long time ago, years ago, I applied for Tunelumelu Foundation, and I was new in the entrepreneurship space, right? I was very new in the entrepreneurship space, and in the course of, I discovered that every time I apply for this project, and I get in, I struggle to follow through with the program, the structure of the program, the training. But beyond the funding I needed to learn the act of learn the art of storytelling. I needed to learn the art of the entrepreneur. Sorry, I want to share my story. I'm trying to put it in a very good context. I'm just saying it now. Like, this is not what I say normally, but I'm just sharing it with you guys. So I needed to know the rudiments of entrepreneurship. I needed to know how to navigate entrepreneurship. I needed to know how to walk through entrepreneurship. And funny enough, I went through these programs and I could not get knowledge. It was a struggle for me because one, I didn't understand the rudiments of entrepreneurship from this program, because the nature of the program was designed to teach me, but because of how plenty they were, because of how cumbersome and the structure, there was no proper structure to guide me properly and also mentor me rightly, right? And so I missed classes, I missed sections. There was no system that sort of tracked that, right? And that's exactly why we built AMA. In short, that's the reason why AMA was built, because we discovered that a lot of entrepreneurs are like me. What we do is we just go into training programs or incubators, accelerators, and it's cumbersome, and it looks like there's a lot of information. We miss the information. We are just off and on. I've done Tony Elumelu Foundation for 4 years. Well, I did not win anyone, but I think the last time I applied was 2023. I had applied from 2019 to 2023, right? And I did not win, but I had experienced this over and over and over and over again, right? And then I told myself, okay, so if this is my problem, then it means a lot of other entrepreneurs are also facing the same problem. A lot of them are still saying the same thing. Now, Tony Elumelu is one organization. There are multiple organizations across Africa trying to train entrepreneurs, but have a very broken system to manage their entire training program, right? There are also institutions that are trying to train entrepreneurs as well, but have a broken system to manage their entire operation. So we created AMA. So AMA is that solution that will mitigate that. We've created an entire operational model from onboarding down to program management, down to the training, down to mentorship. We've created a system that can manage all of that, giving the entrepreneur the leverage to learn rightly, to follow up with trainings, to catch up with their mentors, and to be optimized rightly, to prepared rightly to face the real world. But beyond just that, the organizations organizing this program have struggled to release adequate database and insight into their program structure, their incubator, and the impact of this program on these entrepreneurs. We're also mitigating that. We're creating that infrastructure to break through that particular issue and give these entrepreneurs the the adequate insight into their entrepreneurship program, the back end of the entrepreneurship program. We're creating that infrastructure. That's infrastructure that can mitigate that for these businesses. So it's a two-way thing. We are solving the problem for entrepreneurs. We're solving the problem for the businesses and the organizations that are. So what am I sharing with you? This is our story. This is our story, literally. This is what happened. This is why we beat Amma. What do you guys think? This is it. This is basically it, right? And we created a solution for it. A SaaS product. You pay a subscription fee. It's an infrastructure. It's an API. We embed it into your product, and we scale. We scale from that. What do you think about this, guys? That's it. That's a problem solution fit. So the problem is there. The solution is there. We brought them together. We created a product. What's the market opportunity? How many people will buy? In Africa, we have over 7,000 business support programs happening every year, and over 3.5 million entrepreneurs are going through this program every single year. This is a major market. It means, and a lot of business support programs invest over 30% of their annual budget into these support programs as CSR projects, some of them, as their way of giving back. And so, a lot of times, a huge amount of money goes down the drain because at the end of the day, there's no impact measurement. There's no system to track that, okay, indeed, this particular investment actually yielded returns. So the market is there, right? We are attending to impact organizations, NGOs, government bodies, training institutions. We're impacting to coaching, professional coaches. We are reaching out to, organizations, institutions, educational institutions that are willing to empower these young entrepreneurs. This is our market. I seen it. You see how I'm saying my own. All of this is coming from my head. Though. This is our business model. I've been doing this for years, so I don't even have any. I don't even have any restrictions from my own end to even do it. It's even easy for me. So what's our business model? We charge a $199 per month, right, for every business who coming in with a certain type of business model. But based on your size, the size of entrepreneurs, and we actually scale that as well. So you see, business model. Well, how do you make money out of it? How do you earn out of it? So currently we have a paying customer. We are also prospecting some other paying customers, and we are on a pre-sale, right? We're pre-selling to businesses across the continent, and we're looking at getting them to come on board, right? Are you seeing? This is how to do it, and you're simply telling them how you earn your money, So what are targets? So we have a sales, we have a go-to-market strategy where we are looking at direct sales, right? We're looking at involving direct sales to reach out to our customers, where we do cold calling, cold emailing, because these are businesses. And then we also have some strategic partnership we are trying to close with some institutions, some organizations as well, right? You see, for instance, example now, we are trying to partner with local farmers. I see what they wrote here. All of these things are how do you want to reach your customers? I'm giving you practical. What are the competitors? So we have some very amazing competitors across the continent, across the globe as well. We have the Chronos, we have Pushfar, we have Coupa, we have Mentor Click, we have Together.com. These organizations are unique in their own way, but one thing that makes us very different is our first mover advantage here in the continent. And then we also we are API focused, and we have an AI mentor founder that actually makes our product very different from the actual product structure, right? We are also very big on inclusivity. So we are including basic needs like language barrier, access, very minimal payment system and structure. All of this with an aim to ensure that our entrepreneurs are properly equipped, our customers are properly equipped, right? So you see how we are different, right? The computers are good though, they are big, but how are we different, right? And you can list those competitors like we listed our own, and then for each, write a line that indicates how we are different. So you need to show them how you are different, right? Now the team Who are we? You notice I when you read my slide, my team, we have quite a very vast experience. We have I'm the CEO. I know I've had over 7 years experience in the tech ecosystem. I have over we have over 7 years experience, and I'm a 2 times founder. I've built 2 products that have scaled. I've had about 3 other startups that have failed. So, I have my co-founder who has built products for over 6 years now. So you need to emphasize on these things. You don't need to just we are a team of 5 persons. We need to do this. No. You need to show them that your team has the capacity to be able to do these things in real time. It's very, very, very important. You need to do this, right? And then you need to talk about attraction and projection. So we are looking at the first year to hit over 100 customers and revenue of over, for instance, in our first year, we're looking at hitting 25 customers. I think I outlined that in our document. 25 customers with a revenue of over, I think about, let me confirm that. I don't know the exact number now. So look at it here. So in our first year, we're looking at hitting over 25 customers with a 5,000 user base with an annual recurring revenue of almost 100K. In our second year, we're looking at doubling that and making it doubling it to over 45, almost double of it to 45 customers, with over 18,000, hitting over $340,000 in revenue. In the third year, I mind you, this product is not just an African product. It's not a Nigerian product. It's actually an African product. So the reason why it's charged in dollars is because it's actually an African product. In the third year, the same thing, but we are looking at increasing that. In the fourth year, 100 customers with over 100,000 users and over $2.5 million in revenue. You see, traction. And then we already have 2 customers currently officially, and then we are looking at scaling that as well. And we are still at pre-sale. So what is our ask? What is your current ask? This is important. You see how I'm putting it? Everything I have that is here is on my slide as well. So what's our current ask? Our ask currently is a $250,000 in revenue. For now, you must put all of these things. What is the use of funds? So when you're asking, you tell us the amount you need and the money, what will the money be used for? So it's $250,000 in revenue, in funding for product development, marketing and user acquisition, and operations. So we have the percentage, we have 60% to be in product, 25% in marketing, and 15% for operations. And so you can see that this is what the structure of a pitch deck should look like. This is what the structure of a pitch deck should look like. That's something you should note. This is what the structure of a pitch deck should look like. Now, when you have all of this template, this structure, you know exactly what you must put together, right? You know exactly what, and then you can now come to a place like this that has a lot of pitch decks, right? You can now come to a place that has a lot of pitch decks, and then you create look at what they have done, and then you create your own pitch deck from this. You now look at the way they have structured their own. And listen, you don't need to have, your business does not need to be too cumbersome. It just needs to be structured. You just need to know exactly what you want to achieve here, right? You just need to know exactly what you want to achieve. You could see that there's no one size fits. There's some people, for instance, if you look at this, see this company, they raised 2.5 million in pre-seed. See, the first thing they showed is their team members before they started showing their product. But there are some companies, right? There are some companies that at the beginning, you do not see their team. You don't see their team, right? At the beginning, you don't see their team. You see? Like, for instance, I see this company here. At the beginning, you don't see their team. Then you now come and see their team. And they probably they don't even put their teams there. Let me see this one. Okay, see this one. Look at their team at the mid. But at the beginning, there's no team, right? What it means is that you don't need to have a one-size-fits-all. You can play around it. You can always play around it. It's necessary. You can always play around it, right? It's very, very important. So, I think I don't know if you're still following that because we've already done 2 hours plus now. The last thing I'm supposed to be talking about is storytelling. Like I shared with you guys in that pitch, The concept of storytelling, I already have it in the material, but I can't share it on this screen because it's on my other system, which is beside me here. And for me to be able to move it from here to here is going to take a long time. So I'm going to be sharing it also in the package that will be sent to everyone here, right? And storytelling is very important for your business. How do you craft a story? How do you craft your origin, right? And communicate your origin to these people in such a way that they feel connected to you. Very important. Very important. How do you do that? How do you craft your story in such a way that they feel like you are communicating your pain? My God. You do it in a way that people feel like they are there, feeling what you felt. Do you get? So the first thing, there are 3 ways I have outlined that you can actually do this. 3 ways. Now, before I go ahead, I want you to share, if you are still with me here and you're willing to stay for the next 15 to 20 minutes before I call this class a cut, I want you to type on the chat box. I want you to type on the chat box. Tell me you are ready. Tell me you're ready. This is the last point. I'm going to be done after here. I want you to type on the chat box and tell me I am ready. Type on the chat box now. Tell me I am ready. This is storytelling. This is the last one. And type on the chat box. Tell me you're ready. I want to know you're ready. I want to see how many readies, people who are ready to be here. Okay, I can see 1. I can see 2. I can see from Utuak Williams. I can see from Christy. I'm seeing only 3, 4. Just 4, 5. For those who stay to the end, I have a package for them. Even if you have paid, I have a package for you. For those who stay to the end now, I have a package for you. Something who just to give back, because for the fact that you stayed to the end. For those who stay to the end, I'll give you something very different, something very unique, right? I'll give you something. So just stay here. Okay. Oh, for those who are going, so sorry about that. So let's just finish this up, okay? Let's talk about storytelling. Let's talk about storytelling. Now, I cannot share my screen, but I'm just going to remove this from the screen and put myself a lock. You see, harnessing storytelling is very important for your business. How do you communicate your story to share, to make the people who are part of your journey to connect with what you're saying? Remember, I shared a video earlier today where you have to understand the nature of people. Everyone has an emotional side. And how do you put your proposal in such a way that it can speak to their emotional side? So you need to harness emotion in your pitch. It's not like you shouldn't cry, but if you can cry, if you can show that that problem has a correlation with you, like it has a way to connect you. Like what I mean is that like you are sharing the solution, but you're not sharing it like you're just picking it from the dustbin. You're sharing it like you felt it, you experienced this problem. Like the whole Tony Elumelu stuff I told you about. Tony Elumelu is just one out of the multiple incubators I've attended, multiple accelerators I've attended. And honestly, these guys have treated me in ways that I cannot even contain. I'm tired. I got tired at the point. That is my story, right? You have your story. Now, the first thing you have to do is to start with a relatable problem. So first of all, you have to begin your pitch by highlighting a problem that resonates with your audience. Now, when you outline your problem, so the problem, this is the problem, and then you now share your personal experience about that problem. You need to know how to share your personal experience. Now, this is for pitching. When you're writing, it's also the same thing. You say, okay, see, this is the problem. Years ago, I experienced this. I was in this situation and I couldn't fix this because this was a challenge. Someone told me how they said a money point, or was it money point or a flutter wave or so, where I think it's Nala, one of those fintechs, said the person was trying to do a cross-border payment and they couldn't make payment. It was a problem. They were having challenges with making payment. They could not send money. For almost 2 weeks, they were trying to send money. So he experienced it in real time and he created a solution that has been able to solve that problem that they actually experienced. You need to have a personal experience to your problem, to the solution you are bringing. especially to the problem you're trying to solve. And one way to do that is to, if you've not had a problem, it's okay. You can create one. You can decide to say, okay, so what exactly is this solution problem? Funny enough, most times when you create a business, you just figure that you actually you've had a problem within that business. For instance, someone now that sells food. If you sell food, for instance, you sell food, you figure that you're not the kind of person that likes eating outside, or you're not the kind of person that likes just eating anyhow, right? And maybe one of these days you found out that you ate anyhow. Maybe you had a running stomach, or you had an issue when you ate out. You were literally losing weight. You almost died, food poisoning, a lot of things. Do you get? How do you mitigate it? How do you now say, this was the problem I faced that made me said, no, I can create a solution. I can solve this issue by creating quality nutritional food for my clients. Are you seeing? You are someone now who have identified the problem, and you have positioned yourself with your experience, storytelling, right? Now you can use vivid imagery. If you're doing a pitch deck, you can, like for us, we didn't need it, right? There was no need for it. But if you check our website, you see vivid images, right? Where we've been able to do some of all of those things. You can put pictures as well. Now, let me tell you something about crafting your origin story. Your origin story is the story I just told you about, your personal experience. Now, there's a structure called highlighting the spark. You have to know how to highlight the spark. Now, when you have, for instance, when you have a problem and you now identify how you will face that problem, and then you cannot share your Eureka moment. It was at that point, one of the days, when it came to my mind that there's a chance that I can do this, this, and this. That's your spark, right? You see, that point is very important. It's very, very important, right? It's very, very important. Yeah. So we'll be wrapping up now. Right? And for this document, for the storytelling part, I'll be sharing it to you all, right? You get it in your DM, especially for those who paid for this section. So this is the last thing I'm going to say. Let me go through that pitch again. And I'm doing this because I know that a lot of you are just joining, or most of you are not even here earlier. Let me say this. Let me do this again one more time before we call it a day. And please, this is the last thing I'm going to do before we call this a day. Okay? Take note of this. This is the last thing I'm going to do before we call it a day again. So let's do this. So imagine that all of the things I've shared with you, right? You might see, the truth is that the solution you're looking for is not really knowledge, it's not really text, it's practical, right? Is that you can come on this call with me like this, and we can talk about these things. We can solve this problem, right? Imagine I can put you, or you can join a community just like I am now in many other community, right? That will provide you with opportunity alert every week. So every week we know exactly the kind of opportunities across the world that you are eligible to be a part of, right? Now imagine you can also apply for grants together. So imagine we are in a community of, let's say, like 5, 6, 10, or 20, 50 people. And when an opportunity drops, we now find like eligible people. Let's say like we are like 40 eligible people in the community, right? And we can apply for these things together, right? As a community based on our eligibility. And where we have mistakes, we review, we apply, we review the application procedures together, and we apply together and win together, right? That's the core. Imagine such a thing. And imagine we can host monthly calls and Q&A, right, with the team, right? Imagine we can do all of this. You don't need to do the heavy lifting of looking for opportunities or going to LinkedIn, because most of you don't have access to most of the platforms that give this opportunity. For instance, the grant I showed you, the opportunity to Algeria I showed you today, most of you may not have seen it before in your life. But I'm subscribed to their platform. I just discovered that I'm not sharing this screen. I'm subscribed to their platform, right? Right. I'm subscribed to their platform. A lot of you don't have such opportunity, may never have such opportunity, right? Now, imagine also you can have access to over 40 plus pitch decks that have raised over $2.5 billion in revenue, right? Imagine you can have all of this. Now, the beautiful thing is that when you want to create your pitch deck, you have options. that has proven to be solid pitch deck. So imagine you have a pitch deck that has raised a good amount of money. It means that investors look at that. That pitch deck checks some boxes. You don't need to go too far to look for it. You just need to have it within the confines of the community. And anytime you want to apply for a grant, you look at the nature of the pitch deck. You can tweak your pitch deck to fit into that particular grant. Imagine you have all of that. Imagine you also have access to be one of the early people that will leverage our trained AI model that help you create stunning pitch deck. Say this thing, we have trained this AI. We'll be launching it very soon, right? We'll build a website within minutes, help you build a website between me. I'll teach you how to do this. See, I'll teach you how to do this easily. There are platforms to use already, the likes of Lovable, the likes of Mount. I'll teach you how to do all of these things. It's not hard, right? Imagine you can do it leveraging our website. Imagine you also manage all your legal needs. Imagine we can work with you to give you templates, legal templates, all of these things. Now what do you think about this? I'm asking you again. If you're hearing me for the first time, hearing me for, what do you really think about this? Does this not make sense to you? Right? This makes sense to you. Now look at what you're getting. AI-powered proposal and pitch tools, opportunity alerts every week, legal templates free of charge without any cost, community coaching and follow-up. So we're having monthly calls, we're reviewing proposals, we're looking at it. You have access to new grants and investors lead with. Our investors that will say, send me proposal, your pitch deck. I want to review pitch decks. There are investors that are like that. They want to review your pitch deck. Sorry. The investors like that, they want to review your pitch deck, sorry. And imagine we're not sharing our success stories together. Sharing our success stories together. Imagine that opportunity. And imagine having also AI walkthroughs, how to set up a website, like I said, for free. Now, also getting all of these documents that I've created to you for free. Like you're going to be getting all of it to you, right? Imagine having all of this. And then the question is, how much would this cost you? Really? Like, how much would this cost you? I've looked at it and asked myself, how much would I charge for this? Really, like this is so much, but how much should I charge for it? Is it 150K, 100K, 50K, 30K, 20K, 10K? How much would be enough? The truth is that I personally think if I charge you 150,000 naira, it's still not so much, because if I quantify the value I'm going to be giving you here, it's more than that money that you actually want. Most of you don't even know that you can build a website without paying so much money, without needing so much information. Now, it's not 150K, it's not 100K, it's not 50K, it's not 20K, neither is it 10K. It's 7,500 naira for this month alone. And for everyone that pays for, now this is just for people on this call. I've already posted the link. The link is already on the group. It's pinned on the chat. Click on that link. If you're having issues with payments, send me a DM on WhatsApp. All of you here are on WhatsApp with me. Send me a DM. You're going to be getting all of this 7,500 naira. 7,500. That is data money. Data money for some. Sure, some people burn that money every weekend. Imagine paying for 1 month to access all of this opportunity that can literally change your life. And every month, you just simply need to subscribe with 5,000 naira to be on the community. Very, very simple. 5,000 naira is like, imagine paying 5,000 naira to access money that will literally change your business. 5,000 naira. It's too small. So this is the link. I want you to click on the link and let's immediately sign up. So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to leave this link on the chat. We've come to the end of today's section. I would love you to let me see the emojis. Let me see the emojis. If you're here, if you're still here, let us celebrate ourselves for almost 3 hours of training, back-to-back training and learning. It's been massive, 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 massive. I love doing this. I thought I would do this for just 2 hours. We are doing this for 3 hours already. 3 hours of massive learning. Did you get value? Please tell me you got value. Please tell me you got value. I want you to please tell me you got value. Tell me that this was so much for you. I am saying thank you so much. See, this is my way of giving back. I don't take this for granted. I thank you so much for being a part of this class. It was awesome. It was amazing. I'm glad. Thank you so much for also engaging. Please, I want you to send your feedback on the group. Type your feedback immediately on the group. Tell them that the class has ended, but man, the value is crazy. The value is too much. The value was so much, and it's okay. Don't worry about if it's 7,500 for the month. I know when to charge you. For those who remember, it's subscription based. So if you pay your 7,500 now, I know when to charge you again. Don't worry about it. You already have your record, your time frame. I'll be the one to monitor that. So thank you so much, everyone. If you wanted to get this from anywhere else, I tell you, you're going to pay a lot of money. I showed you everything I needed to show you guys, and I'm glad you are here to be with me. So please, if you know you want to be a part of that community, I need you to start paying. I need to click on that link. I need us to pay for that course. I need us to pay for that course. I need us to pay for that course. Don't snooze on this. Don't snooze on this. I don't want you to snooze on this. It's not something you should snooze on. I need you to pay on that course. I need to pay. I need to take action immediately. So for those who have reached out to me that they want to pay after now, come to my DM now. Reach me now, because if I don't see your message now, then that's it. If I don't see your message now, I may move up the price immediately. I need you to pay immediately. This is it. And I'm glad that we have made progress so far. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel. We are going to be having more sections on this channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, guys, subscribe. Subscribe, please. I'm kneeling down. I'm begging you. Subscribe. 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 Oh, subscribe. 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 Please subscribe. Immediately subscribe. Subscribe to the channel so that we have quite a number of people. If you've sent me a DM, I'm coming to your DM now, right? I've not been on my DM for a while. I've been on this call, so I'm coming to the DM. But if you know you've gotten value, let's share our testimony on the group and encourage people to sign up for the community. And I can't wait to have you guys. By the end of today, for those who will pay, because the opening will be, I'll be opening it from now to the end of today for some people. But if you're going to take action now. And when I close it, I've closed it. I don't really need so much people, honestly. I'm not really a number person, but I love to have as many persons part of it, right? But if you can register, please. If you can, just try. Yeah? If you can, register. And if you have a genuine need or have a genuine challenge, send me a DM as well. Don't be shy. This is your business. Send me a DM. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So do have a nice day. Let's call it a day. Whew.